What's up, everyone? Welcome in. How's it going, Oshik? Woobad, Ace Man, what's going on? Hey guys, for the consecutive streams, 5 for Woobad and 25 for Oshik. Very epic. Thank you very much. Yo, what's up, Zach? How's it going? Yeah, welcome in. It's crazy, guys. Reload my mic. Oh, is it funny right now? Yeah, hold on. Is that better? Is it improved? Let me know if it sounds better. All right. It's so stupid that it does that. I have no idea. I tried looking it up and stuff, and it's just nothing. There's some people that's like, oh, maybe it's a faulty component. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's frustrating, though. I can like register it. I don't know. There's like a warranty. I don't know. It's really frustrating. Because it cost me like $200. Whatever. Technical reload your microphone, yeah. Really dumb. I feel like there's got to be like a way for me to fix it. I just don't know. What? I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, devlog is out. Pretty insane. It's really short, but it's fine. Yeah. It's crazy. Finally released one. Yeah, it's just sort of like an introductory devlog. I'll probably do some more. Maybe. We'll see how it goes, honestly, how it performs. With devlogs, you kind of can't really tell for a while. I think usually they take a couple days to do stuff. It's so weird. Coming from like short stuff and then to full video is like weird now. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, see how it goes. Cause yeah, I did like the A and B testing for the title and thumbnail, and it's crazy. It's apparently gonna take 13 days. Oh, it said it can end sooner if there's a clear winner. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Devlog was epic, thank you. Hey, David Huffman, welcome in. How's it going? When I add a gain effect to your mic in OBS, well, the problem is like I can make it louder if I need to, but it's like inconsistent because then one day it'll be at maximum volume and then the other day it's not. And so if I increase the volume artificially, then it just starts clipping a bunch randomly. So it's frustrating. And also like it's not just the volume. I have like noise suppression on OBS, but if you listen to the raw microphone recording, there's a ton of noise in the background when the thing happens, whatever it is. So it's not just an easy fix. I have to like actually fix the root cause because it's too unpredictable. So, but yeah, anyways. See, Donnie98 from Hun, welcome in. How's it going? Dougley grew a stash since last time I was in. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, it's been growing it out. Yeah, how have you been doing? All right, let me get into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Oh yeah, I saw somebody did a video, which lured in was the thumbnail. Steam demos daily. It's funny, it's like I always get these alerts for whenever like YouTube detects content being used. So yeah, alert in. Whoa, crazy. Anyways, I wonder if there's any new videos recently or anything. What is this? It's funny seeing all the different thumbnails because yeah, the A and B testing. Every time you look at the video, it's a different thumbnail. I really wish the sorting on YouTube for like trying to find videos was better, because man, it freaking sucks. Like, I don't know. Sometimes there's like videos that just don't show up until it's been like 2 weeks since it came out, and I'm like, I can't believe I missed it, you know? I wish I could just like actually use my category, but it doesn't work, right? Because like there's this thing, and then you go to recent, and it just doesn't have any of the stuff in here. There's like a couple, and me, but yeah, it's really annoying. But anyways, hair looks way longer with your headphones off. Yeah, I think it's because like the headphones like push it back, so you can't actually like see how long it is, you know. But it's pretty long now. I could probably tie it up into a bun now if I wanted to. Yeah, I mean you can see it's pretty long. It's getting there. It's long enough to be annoying. Going for hypnotic stash record. Oh man, probably not. I think it gets, I don't know if my mustache is getting any longer. Like, I feel like the hair there has like a limit to how long it can grow. It's not, you know. Also, I don't know if I'd even want it to be that long. It's already annoying enough. Get to my mouth. I'm trying to eat and stuff. If it was literally up to the top of my head, I think that would be an absolute pain. Yeah, that would be a bad time. Is the game AI free? It is AI free. I haven't used any AI for anything. But yeah. Stash the hair too, like curl it. Put curls in my hair. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should try like a bun or a ponytail and see what it's like. I think this is the longest my hair has ever been. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, like, I grew it out a lot as a kid, but I'd always get a haircut. Because it was kind of like not my decision to get a haircut. But now that it is, I just haven't gotten a haircut, and it's really long now. So, I don't know. Glad to hear that. Yeah. I think it's like, I don't like to use AI in the game because I think it kind of ruins the meaning behind it a little bit. Big boy perm. Be crazy. What even is a perm? Like, I don't even know. I might have to look up. So it just like makes it really curly. It's like the classic Gen Z haircut. You get the fade on the side with the perm on the top. My hair is naturally like a tiny bit curly. I guess it's wavy. It's not like perfectly straight, but it'd be crazy. How do you even do this? You just like wrap it up and heat it up? I guess. A permanent wave. Thermal or chemical means. Okay. It is the Gen Z cut. It really is. You get like the perm on the top with the fade and like the golden ear loops, you know? You know what I'm talking about? It's the classic get up. Yeah, it's insane. Anyways. Yeah, curly exactly like the stash. That'd be insane. That's basically what a perm is, so. What's up, Spencer? Hate this. Oh, man. Yeah. Wonder how many of those perm pics are AI generated. Probably a lot. Yeah. I would not be surprised. Alright. So, lured in. This silly little game. So, I want to get this update ready to go. We've got a lot of stuff ready. There's a couple more things I want to tackle. Hopefully. One thing I want to do, let's just load up the game. Let's get a basis for everything. Also, we have to make the thunder weather actually work because right now it doesn't do anything. So we got to do that. Should be pretty easy. We need to implement like, I don't even need to show the lightning really. I'm just going to play some lightning sounds in the background whenever the stormy weather is active. So yeah, we got the new beds for all the water. I think it looks a lot better now. Not as confusing. Look at all these people. So one thing people have mentioned, which is annoying and true, is that when you hit move on a decoration to move it, it does not retain its scaling and rotation. So it's really confusing. So I kind of want to do that, is like apply those things as you're moving them. It's the same inside of the aquarium. Like if I rotate this or scale it and move it, it doesn't actually update. So it's hard to tell what it's actually going to look like before you place it. So, but yeah. It is a cute game, but it hasn't hooked me yet. Yeah, that's fair. There still needs to be some changes, I think, to the fishing and just making things feel a little bit better. It's okay. We're going to be working on that. So, and then, yeah, the thunderstorm. Let's go start working on that. I don't know if I've seen it go rainy yet. Actually, I think I have. It's just that I never, like, see it happen. Oh, it also might be because inside of the regions table, I believe there's a list of the valid weather. Yeah, and I forgot to include it. Stormy, the new weather type. All right, so let's go in here. Actually, I want to see anywhere where we mention rainy. So yeah, it's really right in here. So I'm going to say if it's rainy or current weather is stormy, we startle that, right? And this is what it's going to turn the background color to. So I want to say if it's rainy, go to that one. And then if it's stormy, go to a darker one. So I actually want to brighten this one up a little bit. And then this one, I want to darken just a little bit. So when it's stormy, it should kind of visibly get a little bit darker. So now I can go ahead and say weather li dot weather dot stormy, and you can see it's a pretty small difference. Let's go just a little bit darker. And maybe like, I don't know if we're gonna want to go more saturated, maybe less saturated. And a little bit darker. I mean, if it's storming outside, it's gonna be dark. So let's do quick, I need cat names. Bongo. Gorbis. Pringo, that's the name of my aunt in Grounded. Those are just a couple. Alright, so that's the normal rain color, and then if we say li dot stormy, it goes into the stormy weather. It's quite dark. I think it'll work. Maybe a little bit too dark. Just ever so slightly, a little bit too dark. So let's go to back up to 60 maybe. We should see it update live. So yeah, when it's like this, I'd kind of like to maybe increase the number of particles that's happening. Just because it feels a little underwhelming when it's a light drizzle. So with our raindrops, we have it set to 2,000 on the amount. Right, this is what it looks like when it's emitting. Hello? Strange. I don't know why it's not emitting. Okay. Yeah, I can't see them for some reason. Well, we can try upping the amount of particles and just see what it looks like. So this is at 8,000. I feel like the area in which these are dropping is like not, or is like too, because this is the camera area and we're wasting all this space out here, right? So that's the visibility rect. Let's decrease the extents of this box, right? Let's go to like 300 instead. And instead of 1,000, right, let's go like 500 or something. So now we can like do the same number of particles, but it's more efficient, right? So we'll see what this looks like. Dr. Muggles, yeah, that one's pretty good. Also, welcome in, Ramos. How's it going? Gray cat. Okay. Whoa. Oh, it's already stormy. So this is like what it's like when it's stormy. It's quite a lot of rain. Oh, right. I do the rain and these particles separately. I forgot. That's why I was like, why is it not actually increasing the amount of rain? Because I'm pretty sure the rain is actually just a shader. Yes. And I think I have rain amount. So I can increase rain amount. So, yeah, let's do this. Why not? So I'm going to have a variable var rain amount, right? It's equal to 500 by default if it's rainy. And then if it's stormy, I want that to double. And then now what we're going to do is keep lerping this. So effects rain, set shader parameter. That's not an instance parameter, so this is going to be rain amount, probably rain underscore amount, yeah. And it's going to be whatever our rain amount is. Now, that might update instantly, so I'm probably going to have to like lerp it smoothly. So instead what we're going to do here, we'll just have rain amount up there. And then, depending on the thing here, we'll change it. Let's see, hypothetical question. If you wanted to play a sound on step, I presume you mean in GameMaker, but the sound repeated too fast, how would you fix that? What you could do is a couple different things. You could have a variable that keeps track of like the frame you're on. So, though I probably wouldn't recommend this, you could say var step or like var, and this is in GD script, but it should still apply to GameMaker, where you do like var frame is 0, and then every step process you up the frame, and then you say if frame is greater than 5, that's when you play your audio in there. The way though that would probably be best to do it is actually just set up a real timer to do the sound, and you can do that pretty easily in GameMaker. You can just say create like a timer, so var time is, and set like the interval between each step, so like 0.1 seconds, and then you can say var current timer is equal to 0.1, and then in your step event here, right, it's gonna be like void step or whatever, like this. You want to say current timer minus equals delta time. I can't remember exactly what that is in GameMaker, but something like that. And then if current timer is less than or equal to 0, that's when you play your audio. So something more like this. That would be a better solution than just having a counter. So, yeah. Let me know if that helps. You have to change the formatting of this, obviously, because it's GameMaker. But unless you do mean Godot. Because if you mean Godot, or if that's the engine you're using, then, you know, I've got a much better way to do this. But anyways. All right, so rain amount is decided there. Oh, okay, you do mean Godot. Okay. Wasn't sure. Give me 1 second and I'll write that out. 500 delta. So you use distance traveled. I mean, that does work. You could check like, you could have like a thing that's like last distance, right? A variable like that. And then you could check your current distance, or what I would do is like say last position, right? And that's going to be a vector 2. And then you say in your process event, if global position dot length is greater than let's see. So if global position dot length plus 32 is greater than last position, so that means that your audio for your footsteps will play every every time that you're more than 32 pixels away. Though I don't think that's necessarily a great way to do it, because like, what if you're wiggling back and forth? You still want to play audio. So I would really just set it up to a timer. I think it's going to be the easiest way. Like whenever you're moving, decrease that timer variable, and then once it hits 0, play the sound. So even if you're like only wiggling a little bit, it'll still play some footstep sounds. I think it's better that way. Because I've seen games that do the distance thing, but it just feels odd sometimes, I feel like. Like a countdown that resets? Yeah, exactly. So, like, you'd have, like, a check if you're moving. So, like, you'd say, if moving, then you say timer minus equals delta. So that'll start decreasing it. And then you say, if timer is less than or equal to 0, you say play your audio. And then also say timer is back to like your interval between footsteps. So let's say every 0.1 seconds is when a footstep plays. That's how I would probably do this. So yeah, let me know if that works. If you need any more help, I can certainly do that. Okay, so we got rain amount. We're also going to lerp the rain amount here to 1000. And then we're setting that there. All right, so hopefully this works. I don't know what this is going to look like. I probably have to restart the game. And I need to change the little splashing particles too. We'll probably be doing that. Probably going to set the visibility ratio. I think that's like the easiest way to do this. I think I might actually already mess with that now, though, while I think about it. What is it? Rain? Raindrops. So I just say emitting. Yeah, I do say amount ratio right here. So I'll also have to set that as another thing, which is fine. So var drop ratio, right? Let's just say, yeah, rainy should be 0.5, and then stormy should be 1.0. And then instead of lerping it to 1 here, we want to lerp it to whatever that is. And otherwise, it should lerp back to 0. Okay. So hopefully that will make the rain work now. So it is stormy. Let's see how much rain there is. So the on-screen shader, I'm looking at it here, and it's hard to tell, but it might change the scale of this depending on how much rain is visible on screen. It indeed does. So that is not not a great way to do this. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. What am I doing? Where's Godot? Godot, come back. Hold on, I can't see anything. Get out of my way. Is there like a rain density or something? Yeah, that's not great. I might have to find a different alternative for this rain. There's a million rain shaders, so it's not a big deal. Just go to Godot shaders and find rain. Bright as rain. Whoa, anime style metallic tune. Crazy. Height map, voxel, transversal. So we want rain. I think this is the one I am using right now. It's nice, but it doesn't work very well for changing the amount of rain, so that's kind of problematic. I wonder if there's a way I could modify this, like instead of using regular UV, I could probably make it so it uses a world UV. I'll have to think about that. It's also this one, simple rain snow shader. Just count But you give it a try, see if it's any different. I'm just going to duplicate this one. Hide the other rain. And now make this unique. And also make that one unique. I'm in unsaved. Good. Let's give this one a try. See if it's any better. I cannot see it. All right, so it looks like this. And then as I increase count, yeah, it just gets denser, right? It doesn't actually change the scale of the rain, which is better. It's kind of unfortunate the other one, you know, does that. So I think we can make this one work. I don't know if there's a way to, oh yeah, size right here. We can make the, whoa. Oh, that's like the actual size of the raindrops. There's probably a way for me to increase the like scale of the rain. So maybe X. Yeah, let me add that on here really quick. Oops. So scale, and then say UV times scale, and that should hopefully do it. So yeah, now I can change the size of the rain. I don't know why the amount is clamped to 2000. I'm gonna up that so I can make more. Oh, it starts to get really laggy, doesn't it? That kind of sucks. I don't know why it's so incredibly slow. I guess it's because it's literally just looping through the number of rains. I feel like there's got to be like a easier way to do this. Like using like a noise texture and then you just change like the clamping value. Maybe we make our own rain shader here so I can actually do this better. We're gonna mess with it really quick. Rain 2. So I think what we can do is pass in a texture here. And this will be just a procedural texture, and that way we can, it'll be way more performant. Noise texture. And then as for the type of noise, doesn't really matter. We could probably just do simplex, and then I want to stretch it vertically. So now we're gonna go in here. We're just gonna say color is equal to texture rain UV times scale. Right. And now we get uniform float scale. Oh, and that needs to be actually a vec2. So now set this to 1 and we can scale the vertical like this. We also need to do some other things in here. So say filter, oops, repeat enabled. And inside of the noise itself, I want to set it to seamless. We're going to say plus time times speed, another uniform. Set speed to -2 or something. Or that's way too much. -0.5. Oh, that's even a lot. -0.2. And then now what we can do is kind of just set like a color ramp on this. So again, I don't know 100% if this is going to work super well, but we'll try. And that seamless is not, oh, I didn't actually make it seamless. I normalized it by accident. Okay. So this side is going to be that color. So it's going to be constant. And now I can kind of emulate the effect of raindrops. As you can see, it's not perfect. We need to up the frequency way more, but we're getting there. Make it like really high frequency like that. So now we can easily control the amount of rain that appears by just choosing, like changing our color gradient here. So if we lower it, you can see there's a bunch more rain now. And we can keep messing with like the speed and our scale. Let's go even more stretched on the scale and lower our speed. I need to also multiply or divide our speed. Yeah, multiply our speed times our scale, because otherwise it's really annoying. Okay, like that. And then now our speed is too low. -1 pixel per second. Feels pretty reasonable. We can see what it looks like compared to the old rain. So yeah, we're just gonna keep messing with this until we get it to where we want. So this is what the old rain looks like. We're gonna try and emulate this vibe. So we need to be able to set a color for the rain, which, I mean, we can do basically right in here, but it's fine. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of the color ramp and do a couple things in here. I do like how smooth this rain looks, you know? And then I just want to say everywhere, color is equal to rain color, and then color.a is equal to this texture. That dot a. And I think that should be a little bit better. So uniform vec4 rain color source color. And now this is complaining. Oops. I need to say dot a at the end. Okay. So now we've got to go define the rain color. I don't know why the alpha. Oh, because I'm saying it's A. I need to say like R or something. There we go. So now we can control that. And we can use our color ramp again just to kind of modify this behavior a little bit. Oops, we do want to make that black. All right, so something like that. I feel like that actually looks fine. Using the smooth interpolation there is good. Probably gonna up the frequency even more. We really do want the frequency pretty high on this. And that's like still not enough, which is funny. I might have to decrease the X scale like that. There we go. Just to like, well, maybe around 1. Let's go like 1.2. We can keep messing with this. All right, and then we can also set like a tilt and stuff like that. I don't know how I would actually do tilt here. How would I tilt this texture? I don't know. We don't really need to, but I know there's got to be a way to do it. I mean, I'm looking here, there's a function called rotate, so maybe we just use this guy. Pivot's always going to be, well, maybe not always in the center. Let's just give it a try. So I'm going to say rotate UV vec2 0.5 and our angle like 5 degrees. Yeah, that actually does work pretty well, so okay. So pivot, I'm just going to keep in here. We don't need to pass that in. Let's say pivot is vec2. So we got to do that. All right. And now we can say rain angle. rain angle. And yeah, we can modify the direction that it rotates in now. So that works pretty well, actually. It looks cursed, but... I think something just a little bit tilted would look nice. We have this one like ever so slightly tilted to the left. So yeah, something like that. And if we wanted to, so here's the thing that's lovely about this, right? Is now we can also multiply the transparency times visibility ratio, right? Visibility ratio. So now I can change this value and watch this, guys. Basically, it's a way for me to control how much is visible. Say first 4-star, I can't talk. 4-star Yelp review. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, it's going good in here. We're just working on a shader. I had this old other rain shader, but it was getting a little bit annoying to make this work properly. So now I'm working on this one that's texture based because I'm working on adding in stormy weather. So the issue is that I wasn't able to like smoothly increase the amount of rain on screen, right? So that's sort of what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to think how I want to like clamp this. 'Cause there's got to be a way to. I can't directly modify this color ramp. Trying to think there's a better way to do this, right? Because basically what I want to do is be able to do this, where I can just add more and more rain. This visibility ratio, I realize, doesn't really work because it's basically just the same as controlling alpha, which is not what I'm trying to do here. So how can we emulate the vibe of a color ramp? I mean, we could do it using constant interpolation, but the only thing I don't like about that is it makes the rain very sharp. Like as you see it, it spawns in and like, it's not as nice. Linear is good because it'll smoothly appear like this. I don't know if I can pass in a color ramp as a thing and modify it. I don't know. Alexa, fan on. Yeah, I'm trying to think how we want to go about this. I mean, I can just directly edit this property in here, I guess. Because it is a shader parameter, and I can just control the color ramp if I want to, but it's not ideal. Right? I'm trying to think how we would do that. Also, we should be able to edit the rain color here too. Can make it like a red if I want. Nice. I also want to set that to be the multiply by rain color.a. Just so if I do want to make it semi-transparent, I can do so right there. Yep. And I guess I could also multiply by the actual color. It would be good too. The var back for color. That has to be a varying. Let's say color is equal to color. So it has like a vertex color. Let's say times color.rgb. Oh, it's like the full thing, right? If I'm doing that anyways, then maybe I should just say color A times this. So I don't have to multiply again by the same alpha. So now I should be able to just control this here. Yes. Don't need a light function. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, I'm really trying to think how we want to do this. I mean, I can do it with the code. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's annoying because I have to like go into the offset section, right? And manually control this offset number here, which is not ideal. And you can see if it like goes to 1, it really freaks out for a second. Oh, okay, that's if it goes past 1. As long as it doesn't ever do that. Now they're flipped. Lovely. This is why it's not really super great to modify these directly, because it kind of causes problems, right? So I have like black color. Really trying to think of how I could like replicate the function of this gradient in the code, you know? But it's complicated because it does like interpolation, so let me look it up though. See, like something like this might be interesting. Calculating a gradient. So how does it do it? Ah, smooth step. That might be the way to do this. So I might just make this full. And then what I can do is... Right, let's get this over here. Var spec for noise is equal to that. Or let's just say alpha. Oh, that's a float. So with smooth step, what I could do is like get a... How does smooth step work, right? That's what I need to figure out. Godot smooth step. Let's see, built-in functions. So you have A, B, and C. Interpolate between A and B by C. Okay. So I want to interpolate between... it's complicated though. It's not quite the same thing, is it? This is really complicated. Shaders are hard, guys. So just as a test, like what if I interpolate between these two and then I have a third value? I mean, this is basically just lerp, right? So if I have one value here and another here, I can choose the factor between the two. Like, you know, 0.5 is 50% of both. So it's not ideal. Let me keep looking this up. Modify sampler gradient in shader. Maybe look at a couple videos, see if there's anything interesting. Dither gradient. Or like, I want to basically just replicate the function of the gradient in the shader, you know what I mean? This is using an actual gradient texture, which is what I'm already doing. It's easy, but... Yeah, it's complicated with the noise. I might just be making this too difficult than I need to. It would be really nice to get this to work, but I can probably just change the gradient itself in the code. Turn texture. Position. Yeah, because it just doesn't... I don't know how I would like actually modify the noise texture itself with the gradient, right? It's a cool video and all, but... Yeah, I don't know. Let's stop making it complicated. Let's just do this. And then inside of the code, we'll just control the first position of our offset. So, yeah, I think I'm going to rename this to rain old. Get it out of here. Then this rain. So, what we're going to do then, say effects rain. I'm not going to control rain amount. Now I want to say material dot... I have to, like, get the shader parameter, right? Can I do this? Copy property path and just say, like... Oh, that doesn't get the whole path. So I want to get this parameter. Shader parameter rain, right? And then say color ramp offsets, and I want to say at index 0. Just for now, set it to drop ratio. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see, not drop ratio. Or I guess that's fine. I'll just change this one to 0.99. Thank you for that, Hydrate. Much appreciated. All right, we'll see if this works. So hopefully what this will do is smoothly change that gradient in there. I'll probably have to mess with it a little bit more, but let's see what happens. Well, it might not smoothly change, but something should happen. Oh, hold on. I can't edit anything. And it died because there's no key called that. All right. So that did not work. I mean, there's this, and we can say get shader parameter. Maybe this will be better. And I want to say get our noise, right? Rain. And then I want to access. See, that has to be inside of the other one that we access, which is color ramp. Color ramp offsets. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's try it. Now say I love C#. No. I do like JavaScript. Oh, it looks like it's working, I think. Well, it didn't crash, so we'll see what happens. I think it's because I just wasn't actually getting the real shader parameter. Also, let's make sure that mouse is set to ignore, which it is. Alright. Oh, so it went away. Let's go test some stuff. We'll make it obviously so it like stays invisible when you first go into a region like this, but I just want to mess with some stuff now. We actually don't even technically need to do this stuff this way. Okay, so we want to make this invisible by default. Because that's how we had it before. Drop ratio. Let's give this another try. And I think I'm controlling... I don't remember what value I'm controlling. I think it was self-modulate. Let's go look. Just regular modulate, so we gotta do that. Instead, go. Alright, we go to the pond. And it can't get it on a base object of noise texture 2D. Oops. Let's go ahead and look at the properties and stuff, right? So it's actually, it is color ramp. I guess maybe I don't do it this way. I just say dot color ramp. Right. And then color ramp is a type of gradient, and I can say set offset of 0.0 to our value. 0 to our drop ratio. Let's go ahead and give this another try. So ignore all these particles. So it is stormy right now. I'm not seeing... I probably had to restart the game. Probably screwed everything up. Let's try this again. I swear it'll work this time, guys. I promise. All right. Weather li.weather.stormy. So the only thing I can think of is that whenever we change this material, we probably have to also reset it, I imagine? Though this should be like a static reference. I don't know why I wouldn't be changing it. Is it because the modulate wasn't set properly? I mean, it should be fine. It'll happen eventually. Because you can see like how this changes when I change this gradient in here. It doesn't show there, but like basically it makes the brighter areas kind of become darker. It's like multiplying. So maybe there is an easier way to do this. Because if you multiply... Maybe that is all we have to do, is just multiply the numbers. I want to go ahead and try some stuff out here. See if there's a better way to do this. So we've got this, set the frequency. So I just want to say alpha times amount, right? The form float amount. And let's see. I thought I already tried this. Yeah, so that doesn't work. I need to do more, I think, than just multiplying. Because I don't want to start the dark areas or the bright areas becoming dark. Like, I want the bright areas to stay bright up until the very last moment, if that makes sense, right? So it does this kind of effect. So how would I achieve that? Maybe what I need to do is multiply it by... Okay, I have a wild idea. So we get alpha, right? I want to multiply alpha by the inverse of what alpha is. And there's probably an easier way to do that, or there's like a operation to specifically do that, but it's fine. So I'm going to say times 1.0 minus alpha. Let me think about how this would work, though. But I only want to multiply this by... I need, like, mix that 1.0 times whatever the value was, amount. Let's try this. So now if I change amount... It kind of works. For some reason at 0, it does this. Oh, I think it's because the sections that are fully black don't get multiplied by anything then at all, right? Because you say 1 minus 0 is 1. I see. Am I doing it the wrong way? Should it just be that? Oh god. It kind of does work. I mean, do I just multiply it by a negative value? Like this? Am I just like overcomplicating things? Like maybe what I need to do instead of multiplying is just say minus amount. Like, is that what I should be doing here? Oh. That might be it. So if I set this to 0, let's just... curiosity. So I can do this, where I can, like, make it kind of fade out. I mean, at least that's, like, a start. It's not quite the same, I feel like, as doing the full thing, but... yeah, it's tricky. Ah, classic shader moment. Just wish I could emulate the same effect. I think the problem is that, like, subtracting is not quite the same thing here, right? Because this is, like, fundamentally changing that ramp. But I can't seem to modify it at all, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. We can keep trying to mess with this. Maybe the problem is that I do have to return this first. So say var or something is that, and then say n dot color ramp set offset, and then I have to reset the shader parameter. Right? I don't think I would have to do that because I'm pretty sure that once you create that reference there, it's going to stay in memory, and if you edit it, it should apply instantly, but maybe I'm wrong. So let's see what happens. So we're at the pond. It is stormy weather. I am not seeing the rain appear. Let's go ahead and print out what that is and stuff too. So I'm going to print out n. Okay, so it's a noise texture. I'm going to print out color ramp. It's a gradient. I'm going to print out offsets. So these are our offsets. We have 0.99. Oh, is it because I'm doing it inverse by accident? I think that's the issue. I think it was actually working before. So we need to do this instead. I'm just going to create a variable for var rain offset. Right, 0.99 by default. Whenever it's rainy, I want to set that to 0.5. Whenever it's thundering, set it to 0.9. Oh no, whenever it's thundering, set it to 0.5. Whenever it's raining, set it to like 0.7 or something. We'll figure out the exact values. And then instead of setting that to that, I want to say rain offset. Now it's actually updating. So this is 0.5 rain offset. Way too much. For sure. But I can say li.weather.rainy, and it does instantly change. We're gonna have to change that value to lerp, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and put this up at the top again. Rain offset. From rain offset 2.7 delta 2.6 maybe is all we really need there. And now the game has crashed because it doesn't have a reference to it anymore. I don't really need to print that anymore. All right, let's try this out. I think this will work. Yeah, maybe one day I'll figure out how to emulate a gradient instead of a shader, because that would be a very convenient thing to have. I mean, it's fine, like, just passing the gradient resource in, but, you know, it'd just be more convenient if it wasn't like that. So now we say li.weather rainy. So we should see the rain start to come in. Yep, we can see it appear. So I think that needs to be a little bit more, in my opinion. I also think the rain is just too big. So I want to change the scale a little bit more from 1.2 to maybe just a full 2 on that. That's already looking a lot better, in my opinion. No, I think the vertical height is a little bit too much. Let's do that. Now we've got this for the rain. That looks pretty nice. And then we say weather, li.weather.stormy. We can see that slowly, gradually increase, right? That's the important thing. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Now something I want to do is like have another layer to this, right? And I think that would help a lot here. So we're going to have this layer. But we're also going to have another. So I want to say alpha 1. And this one is just going to be the same speed scale times 0.5. So it moves at a slower speed scale. I don't really need to mess with the mount anymore. I'm just not using that. So and then say color.a is equal to alpha 1 times alpha 2. Oops. And I think we should see these kind of merge. I probably want to add these instead. So now you can see there's like 2 layers of the rain. So there's one in front that's moving really fast, and then the other behind it is moving slower. And I think that's important for kind of creating the illusion of depth, right? And you can't see it in here because I'd have to reload the shader, but kind of see what that looks like here. We can keep tweaking these values and stuff until we get it about like where we want it. So the front will be pretty like the largest size. I want the back rain particles to be smaller. So I'm multiplying time, and then I also want to multiply scale times vec2 0.75 at least. And that'll just make the ones behind a little bit smaller, right? Sort of like that. Actually, wait, I need to increase. I need to multiply by 2. It's going to complain. That's not the right stuff. Maybe 1.5. And I kind of want to change this also now. I want to say var alpha 1 scale. Oops. Is equal to scale times, just so I have a better, I'm not having to change all of our code. And what is this? I'll just say times 1.5. Oh, but there's a vec2. There we go. So now we can very easily control the background layer. And that gives a nice parallax effect on our rain. We could even theoretically do a 3rd layer if we really wanted to. Like one of rain that's like really in the distance, right? So we could say alpha 0, right? Go ahead and set this to that. 0 scale plus alpha 0. Thank you for the cheese time. How's it going? Oh, this has to be called alpha 0. Yeah, welcome in, Nick. So this is what it looks like with a 3rd layer in the background. So there's like the big one in front that's kind of fast. There's a middle layer and then a really tiny one in the background. And I don't mind that. We could like adjust more here on all this stuff, right? So we can make like the background layer a little bit slower. I think that would be a good thing. So you really get this nice parallaxing effect now. Maybe increase the middle layer to 0.5, like that. And then I can also make it so the background layer is like more transparent by just multiplying the alpha, right? Sort of like this. I think this gives us a really nice rain effect. So now that we have all that set up, I want to color our rain. I'll probably just copy the color from this other rain. And set the alpha to full. I think we should brighten it up. Just kind of tinted blue, but not super blue. I think the speed scale on the background one is a little bit too slow. Like, that's better. All right, and then now as we change this, you can see the rain appear. It can get really heavy like this for the storms, you know, we can make it heavier. Yeah, I think this works pretty nice. And we can keep tweaking the scales and everything, but let's go mess around and see what it looks like. Yeah, going all right. How are you? It's going good. I'm just working on an improved rain shader for the game right now, because the other one we were using was fine, but the problem with it was like, if I wanted to smoothly transition between two like severities of rain, there was kind of no way for me to do that. But this new shader lets me do that, because now I can like have like a light rain for when it's just a chill, calm rain. And then I can say align weather.stormy and transition into like heavy rain like this, right? This is maybe a tiny bit too heavy. So yeah, just a lot more control now. It is crazy how that tiny little difference completely changes the whole rain. So let's maybe do more like that. And then the drop ratio, I want to change that. So rainy, it's still way too much. And yeah, we just don't need so many particles. Let's decrease this back down to like 5,000 at least. So if I say weather li.weather.rainy, we should see only half of the amount of particles. Still quite a lot. The drop ratio needs to be even less. That's looking pretty good there. Maybe even less. Nah, I think at 0.1 was pretty good. Alrighty. Maybe go up to 0.2, possibly. So, okay, so that looks pretty good for that weather. Then we can go back to weather.stormy. And that'll do some heavy rain. So I think the scale on our rain is actually too small now. So let's go back in here, go to our rain. And I just want to up the scale a little bit. Hold on, I need to frickin'... That's getting annoying. Let's embed the game window. Actually, I don't know if I can edit this live. I thought you could. I think you can change... Yeah, you can change parameters, but just not the code itself. Alright, it is rainy in the pond right now. So you can see what this looks like. So I want to lower the size here a little bit. You can see what that kind of looks like. Let's go to 0.75. Maybe 0.8. But I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Some people might complain that it's not pixel perfect, you know? I don't know why people are so silly about that kind of stuff, man. But whatever, you know? It's like, whatever. Somebody's going to come in and think that the shader is bad because it's not pixel perfect, and I'm just going to be like, I don't care. All right. And then, as you can see, we switch to stormy. Boom, it smoothly transitions into the heavy rain. And I might change the sound of the rain to sound heavier, you know? I also think that the time on these is a bit too fast for these lerping transitions, so I'm going to multiply it by our weather fade time to make it slower. I don't actually have a rain amount anymore. That's not a thing. So get rid of those. I just have rain offset. And drop ratio. Okay. And just ever so slightly less. It's crazy how sensitive that value is right there, like 0.65 instead, I feel like. That feels pretty good. And then back to rainy, it kind of lessens up. Oh, come on. So it's like this. Got the drops coming down. Alrighty. Well, so ads are over. Very sorry about that. Into stormy. It just gets more intense, and you'll start hearing thunder in the background, and I'll probably swap out the rain noise to be like more severe. But then back into sunny weather. Seems like it takes quite a bit too long for this to transition. Ah. It's because it's not taking into account the visibility of... Oh, there it went. A little strange. So I think what I'm going to do instead of that, I'm going to do this. Make it so I can always control this. And then if current weather is one of those, otherwise I want to start moving rain offset back to 0.99. Right? So that should set that now. It can still change its modulate. Let's go back into the code really quick. I realize I'm not multiplying all this. I need to say color.a times equals color.a so that we can use our little modulator, visibility modulates. And now it should be better. So let's try it out, shall we? So as we go into rainy, the drops take quite a moment. I think it's because our number of particles in these raindrops is just too high. I want it to be like 0.5 when we're at like middle raininess. So let's mess with it until we get there. Also offset, we don't need to worry about that anymore. Drop ratio can just be a 1. And somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure I make drop ratio go back to 0. I guess I just do the drops there. All right, so this is at 0.5. Feels about right. And then stormy should just have like double the amount. Yeah. And then you can see we just went back to cloudy, so everything slowly starts to disappear. Though it's a little bit quirky. Trying to figure out why. I know I'm setting the modulate of rain in here somewhere, right here. I'm just gonna say if what is it? Rain offset is greater than 0.95, 0.98. Go ahead and make this invisible. Right. Otherwise, it should be visible. So if it's one of these, I want to say that modulate is 1. I think that should make for a little bit of a smoother transition, but let's see. Should see these drops come in. So the drops take quite a moment. It's almost like I need to do like a logarithmic value for the drop ratio in a way. Because I think the issue is if you look at our shader here, right? And we go into this color gradient. Like having it like right around here is basically completely invisible. And that's only 0.8. So I need to like transition it between that value instead, right? So from 0.8 over to the real values. And I think that's going to be better. Just so it's a little bit slower. So yeah, we'll say 0.85 is that value. So same with this one instead, 0.85. And then I'll say if it's greater than 0.85, go ahead and greater than or equal to. I think that should be better. Let's try it out. I don't know if it'll work. Go to the pond, weather ally, not weather, not rainy. Yeah, so we kind of immediately see the raindrops come in now. Before it was a bit janky because it would like have a massive delay. Let's see, ally, stormy. That goes into that pretty quick, and then if we randomly set it back to nothing, ally.weather.sunny, we can see it smoothly transition. Oh, it went to stormy. It's going to sunny. You can see all the stuff fade out. The raindrops chill, and these slowly start to fade away too. All right. I think that works pretty well. It does take the particle emitter like some time to kind of catch up, but I think it's because just even a little bit of a mount ratio causes a lot of these to be visible, as we can see here. Right, we're at 0.01. That's full. This is 0.5, so we could go even fewer particles on this, honestly. That's at full 1. That's a bit better now. Now, like around 0.1, you really start to see it dissipate, I think. Okay. Anyways, that should be a much better rain system for us now. It's just more consistent, and I can control it better, you know? I can now transition to like different levels of rain instead of it just being either rain or no rain. So, and of course, we can always reuse this stuff in other games if we want, right? Because there's no rules, I can do whatever I want. Now, is it being affected by our screen sizing? Possibly, but I don't think it really matters that much. I could change it to be world space instead, and that would like fix it, but I kind of don't care right now. I think it looks okay. I could possibly increase the speed of the rain just a tiny bit, if I don't want it to be going too fast. Because then I think it starts to feel like aggressive. Right, like maybe I dynamically changed the speed depending on what stage we're in, but maybe just a little bit faster. Minus 1.2 feels decent. Anyways, this is pretty good, I think. So let's get the audio stuff working now. So when we go into the stormy mode, we have to make it start us, you know, storming and playing thunder. So I think I'm just going to add a timer here. Or even just have like a regular timer here. Yeah, we'll just do a node. Call this a thunder timer. right? Signals, timeout, connect into here. And we will go ahead and duplicate this and call it Thunder. Thunder.play. And only if current weather is li.weather.stormy. All right. And it'll just play the thunder sound. Make sure this is all hooked up properly. SFX. All right, so we need some thunder sounds. Hopefully there is some decent thunder sounds that doesn't have rain in the background, right? Also, create a comment 0. See, that's the issue. I can't have short thunder. That's too deep. I mean, that one sounds okay. Like, the rain on that one is pretty minimal, so... I guess thunder is pretty low-pitched. That's like a nearby thunder. That's... That one's kind of clipping a little bit. I kind of like that one. Thunder Longtail. Nope. We'll get 2 thunder sounds. That one like gets a weird cutoff. Thunderclap. It's a little dramatic, but that's got birds in it. I wish there was just a cleaner thunder. I'm gonna go buy downloads most because oftentimes those are the ones with the cleanest sounds. Thunderstrike, no rain. That one sounds like bombs going off or fireworks or something. That one sounds fake. That one's too near. Too far away. And I guess this one isn't too bad. I mean, I think a mix of both of those should be fine. I'll have to bring it into Audacity and fix the clipping and stuff a little bit. Anyway, sorry, let's see. South Caban, welcome in. I have a question about NPCs in Godot. Okay. I entered the code, but my Chimera doesn't move, even though it should be chasing me. It's kind of hard for me to really know what the problem is that you're having without like seeing it. To see what your code is. If you want to send me over, I don't know if you're in the Discord server or not, but you're totally welcome to pop in here and show any stuff in here in programming. Ignore this is my brother. But you can send me like a screenshot of the code in here and like your node tree and stuff, because it's really hard for me to debug stuff like that without actually being able to see it. So we'll take a look at that in a second. All right, let's download both of these. But I mean, I assume you have like a navigation agent 2D. Those are the nodes that you're using to make your creature move. Oh, where's Audacity? There it is. Audacity. Open. There you go. Yeah, I know it's an alpha. I don't know where all my projects went. I guess they're not recent anymore, so they went away. Oh, it's probably because I restarted my computer. All right, I'm just gonna kind of clean these up a tiny bit. You know, just cut it when it actually starts so we don't get a bunch of random rain sound. And see, like, around there, like... I do like that other little extra sound there, but it starts kind of not being thunder anymore and just being rain. So I think what we can do is this. And then kind of mash these together like this. And then fade it out there. That'll work. Because we're going to have the other rain sound already playing, right? So... Alright, so we fade that out there. We fade this in. And then fade the rest of this out. Hey, thank you for the follow. Also, Kankles, welcome in. How are you doing? Let's see. Alright, so this is what we got. So we got Thunder Crash, the first big one. It fades out. And then you just get a tiny one after that, right? And that's tricky. I feel like we need to maybe extend that one. But now it's already been edited, so... I could cut it, though. Ugh, why is Audacity doing this to me? Nah, that sounds pretty bad. I don't know if there's a way for me to fix that now. I think I'm just gonna have to undo everything. Unfortunate. Alright. I want that to be a little bit longer. Maybe we do connect these together. Yeah, I'll just like... It sounds weird when we don't connect these, honestly. Well, no, that's a lot of rain, actually. It'll be fine here, I think. Yeah, you can't really tell the transition there. That should be good. What region is this for? This is just going to be for any region, really, right now. Eventually, I do want to... I don't know, maybe start controlling, like, kind of where this weather can happen. You know? This is for the stormy weather type. It's a new one that's coming with the new update, so... And this is, like, a loud one. Cut it, like, right there. Ugh. Oh yeah, when I'm still in cut mode. I don't know why it doesn't automatically take me out of cut mode when I'm like not cutting anymore. It's kind of dumb. All right. Good. I see you went with that mod pack. Can be sweet. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I've been looking around at some others, but like, there's not a whole lot of ones that are like popular. And the reason I want to go with like a larger one is because if it has support behind it, it means it has time to be developed and optimized, right? So that's why this one to me looks the most interesting. It's got a really good selection of a bunch of different mods, and you know, a lot of people play it, so the odds of having issues are probably pretty low. There were a couple of other ones in here that I thought looked kind of interesting, but I worry about like going with something like this where it's only got like a couple of downloads. I think it'd be a little risky. There was like Olive Create Aeronautics, and this is just kind of a different one. It's got a lot of the same mods and stuff. This is one I was definitely thinking about. And like, yeah, this one doesn't seem bad at all. But what the reason I didn't go with this one though, I think it has essential mod like as a part of it and stuff, and it's just not, yeah, like world sharing. It sounds like it's got more stuff than we need for this. I don't know. Like, it's fine. They're both fine, but I hope that this one runs well. I definitely will have to test it out. I'm going to test it probably tonight and just make sure that it runs okay. If I do have issues with that test, then I might opt for this one instead, because it kind of advertises its performance. But I haven't seen anyone complain about performance issues with this one, so it's probably okay. And Neo4j is pretty optimized anyways, but we'll see. They updated and optimized it a lot. Me and my friend have been playing for the past couple months, and they updated like 10 times since we started. Okay, well that's good that they're actually maintaining it and stuff, yeah. We'll have to see. See what happens. I want to export these as an OGG, can I? I think you do other, and then you say Vorbis. OGG. Now you can call it Thunder 1. Really, this is Thunder 2. And then export this guy. It's Thunder 1. I don't know if it's going to work. I think when I've done that in the past, the issue is that it saves it as a format that Godot does not detect. Because it calls it like a OGA file instead of an OGG file. But I can just rename it and change it to an OGG, and I think it's okay. I don't think it actually changes anything as far as I can tell. Like, Godot is still able to read the file and stuff, so I think it's fine. It might be a really bad idea to do that, but it's probably okay. Now we can go load in our Thunder, because, I mean, it's reading it fine, so it must be okay. All right, so now it'll just play a random Thunder. We can have a little bit of pitch variation, but not like a ton. All right. So that should just kind of randomly play now on this Thunder, and then whenever this does time out, I want to... I'm actually going to change this to play Thunder instead of doing a timer for this, because it's kind of unnecessary. I'm just going to set this up at the beginning and say get tree... right.create timer randef range 0 thunder time, which let's say is 1 minute. I don't want it to be too long until you hear the thunder, right? So we'll just say at the very beginning, just play thunder time. Play thunder. Play thunder. Because it's not going to play unless the weather is actually... Also, it's kind of a nice thing anyways. Like, if you first go into a region that is stormy, it's nice to get that initial thunder strike, because you're like, oh yeah, it's thundering here. It's just a little audio signal anyways, so I think it'll work. Alrighty. So let's go try this out. So we say weather ally.weather.stormy. And it should start randomly playing thunder strikes. Hopefully. Anywhere from 0 to 1 minute of time between them. I don't know if I'm going to do any, like, visuals for the thunder, you know? Like, we could do, like, a... And it just changed to rainy. Normally, it should stay stormy long enough for us to see it. Get ready. Do you think it's gonna work, guys? Bro. Stay stormy. There we go. Finally. I did set it to 1 minute, right? Yeah. It's 1 minute too infrequent? I don't know. How often does lightning strike during a storm? That's in the whole world. "44 times every second." Isn't that insane to think about how much lightning there is? It seems like it sounds okay so far. I might decrease the timer just ever so slightly. Man, think about that. 44 times a second? That's insane. Like, right now, there was like 40 bolts of lightning. That's insane. I think sometimes we forget how freaking big Earth is. Because we're all so connected to each other. We've got all our little gizmos to travel so fast, you know? We can take planes and get to the other side of the Earth in less than a day. But when you really think about it, Earth is huge, man. It's insane that there's... Man, that's so much lightning. I've never really thought about it before, you know? That's so much lightning. Insane. Anyways. What is this? On drop pressed. Why is that empty? It's not connected to anything. Interesting. So you have to discover all of it, so... Yeah, think about it, that is... Wait, it is huge? Yeah. No, it is. I mean, we've definitely discovered, I feel like, almost all of the surface, but, like... The thing is, too, is that's just, like, one plane of elevation. Like, we don't even ever think about how much unexplored area there is in our oceans and stuff like that, right? Like, there is so much that we haven't even seen yet. It's pretty insane. The ocean is a crazy place. There's got to be so many wacky, weird, interesting creatures we have no idea about. Yeah. It's pretty epic. Oh, it went stormy again. Very good. Might change the rain to be even a little bit less severe still. Our plane is just the surface over what was before us. Imagine what we can find down there. I know, right? It's wild. It is really, really wacky. Yeah, I mean, like, it's always difficult to comprehend the depth of the Earth. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, like, right now, below us, there is, like how wide is the Earth? It's, like, a couple Earth. So, like, 7,000 miles or something. That's the circumference. I want to know the diameter. Yeah, it's 7,926 miles. So, there's almost, like, 8,000 miles of just... mantle and you know, junk underneath right now. Right, of iron and all these different materials. 8,000 miles of it. That's insane. Yeah, that's wild. No wonder it's got so much gravity and stuff. There's so much stuff. It's so big. Love studying life of the cosmos. So crazy to think about. Yeah, it is insane. It's like, hold on a second. Okay, never mind. Let's see here. That's some weird old code. Like, what is this? Oh yeah, that was for the thing before. Yeah, it's like basically incomprehensible how how big the universe is if you really think about it, you know? Man. And then you think about just how big Earth is and realize that there's like 1 trillion of them just in our galaxy. And then there's 1 trillion of those galaxies, right? It's just incomprehensible how much stuff there is in the universe. I think whenever I think about that kind of stuff, it makes me like think that people who think alien life doesn't exist, I think that's silly. I don't think those people have really thought about just how big the universe is. Like, I think just sheer numbers, the fact that there is a life just on Earth, I feel like it's almost like absolutely guaranteed that there's life on other planets, probably millions of other planets, you know? It's insane. That is so crazy to think about that. There probably are aliens right now. Like, there's probably whole societies creating and doing things on other planets, and we just have no idea. I feel like it's very likely. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Earth truly is, for some reason, very unique. But, man. Yeah, possibly, but Earth is one of the only planets that's made... I mean, maybe, right? But here's the thing, like, we can't even really know that for sure, because, like, we look at these other exoplanets, like, even there's planets in our nearby solar system, Proxima Centauri, right? We don't really have any way to, like, analyze what's on those planets, right? So for all we know, our closest neighbor could also have alien life, right? I think that's why, like, it seems silly to like decide that so early that Earth is special and there's no alien life, because like we don't have any way to know yet. Like, we can look at those planets and we can kind of analyze, do like a spectra analysis, you know, and get a general idea of like whether they have atmospheres or not, but like you can't really easily tell. And that's just the closest star to us, you know? There's like hundreds of stars around us. Yeah, it is the mystery. Man, that'd be insane. I feel like eventually we will find alien life. It's going to be in the form of bacteria first, right? It's just going to be a little bacteria guy squirming around. And you know what's going to be very sad about it? Is that no one's going to really care that much. It's going to be like, whoa, that's crazy. There's like bacteria aliens, and then life goes on and everyone just, it just becomes normal. But that's insane. It's life, Captain Panot, as we know it, yeah. Say, Mike, you're welcome in. What's going on over there, bro? We'll never know. They're so far away. I mean, who knows? Maybe. Depends on what kind of tech we invent, you know? No idea. Or what kind of tech they invent, you know? Ever think about that? Maybe, you know, what's also crazy is maybe other aliens have already found us and we just don't know it. Like, maybe they have no way of communicating or reaching us, but they might already know about us. I always think it's funny that everyone assumes if we were to run into aliens that they'd be humanoid shaped and basically us, but green and tall. Yeah, no. There's countless amount of variations they could have. Could be single-celled bacteria, maybe not even DNA the way we know it. Yeah, right. I think it's kind of funny that, yeah, people just think, oh yeah, aliens must be humanoids. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, if you just look around at the different creatures on Earth, I think that's a very strong indicator that why would they be humanoid? Like, there's only a couple of creatures on Earth that even walk upright. You know, humans, the great apes. I mean, birds technically, but they don't have like arms. So, yeah. Took years to get us walking upright too. Yeah, I feel like it would be a lot easier to evolve not walking upright, you know? It's hard. It takes like, to walk upright, you have to have a big brain to balance and process and be able to do that kind of stuff. Like, especially like, I mean, it's easy to walk just on 2 feet, but like, you know, we're doing that and then also using our arms and like doing things while we're upright, which is insane. So I feel like that's a rare trait to evolve, definitely. Because it's so inefficient. It's like it sucks for a long time until you develop agile hands and could do stuff while you're upright, because otherwise being upright is kind of pointless. There's no like evolutionary benefit. So yeah, it's insane. Crazy, guys. Yeah, I hope one day we meet aliens. I don't know, maybe aliens are dangerous and they would kill us all. But would they? It's hard to say. I mean, I can't speak for all of humanity, that's for sure, but I feel like if we met aliens, the last thing we'd want to do is just instantly kill all of them. That seems like a massive waste. But unfortunately, I feel like some people do feel that way, which is insane. Like, that'd be the most valuable scientific discovery ever. Like, it beats out everything. No, Sean, they're smarter than us, right? Yeah, totally. I think it's very likely that aliens would be way, way smarter than us and technologically advanced. But also, like, I think the odds of meeting another alien species that's like the same technology level as us is extremely low. I think they're either eons ahead of us or eons behind us, like still bacteria, you know? Because I feel like the moment that humanity is in right now, where we have technology and we can leave our planet, but not quite to that next step, is a very slim, like, it's only going to be like a couple hundred years and then all of a sudden we're on to interstellar travel, you know? So, next game idea, meet the aliens, yeah. We completed the Dyson Sphere, sorry. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, it's a little sad that all the epic things will be so out of reach for everyone alive right now. It's unfortunate. We'll probably all be gone before we get to see the first interstellar ships go out to other solar systems and stuff. And what's unfortunate is I feel like it's probably going to happen like right after. I'm going to be 100 years old and die, and then they send out the first interstellar ship. It's not fair, man. Oh well. Unless we go crazy with medical advances, who knows? We figure out a way to live forever, although that would be a disaster. Because then all the rich people would just live forever and keep getting richer and richer and richer. Then all the poor people get poorer, and then literally what's already been happening for hundreds of years. So yeah, pretty epic, totally. Anyways, one thing I've been meaning to fix with the decorations is whenever you move it. I talked about this earlier. I gotta be able to like preview that actual scale and rotation. So I think we're gonna take a look at that. So let's go look at the code. Aquarium cursor. So when I select a new object, I think we have it in here as, I guess it's just object, yeah. So reset object, what I want to do in here too Let's go into the aquarium so I can modify this stuff. Is reset the scale and the rotation of our sprite, right? Now, let's see. This is if we have an object. It's not quite the same thing, is it? Actually, I guess the thing that we're holding currently is actually stored inside of here. It's like held ID and stuff, right? So we'd want to do it in reset held, where we would call sprite.rotation is equal to 0 and sprite.scale is equal to vector2.0. Or not 0. Whoops. 1. So I think that'll reset that there. And then whenever we do set held here, right, if we're moving a decoration, then I want to set that. So get rid of that. Don't do the cursor anymore. So if moving decoration, I want to say sprite.rotation is equal to and we only pass in a ID, don't we? Oh, but we do pass in the decoration, so okay. So we can say moving decoration dot sprite dot rotation, and the same for the other thing. Sprite dot scale. I have no idea if this is gonna work, so let's see what happens. So I hit move. Yeah, it actually shows the real rotation and scale now, which is very nice. The only thing that's a little funny is you can't like see, it's so big I can't see behind it. But I guess it'll also be as big and rotated like this, so it'll be easy to see. It's just because I'm not changing the preview right now. So let's go fix that. But it looks like it's working, and then if I pick up a normal non-messed up object, it's fine. Yes, that works pretty well. Okay, so that one's working. The next thing now is the preview when we hover over it. And I think we want to do that inside of the cursor. So it's when we're hovered over here. Yeah, we say body.hover. So what are we doing there? We say true for true hover. We pass in the ID. Then I want to pass in modifications, right? Scale is equal to this. Thought I had a reference to moving decoration. I guess not. Oh, that's because I gotta say global.aquarium. Time and a cat. Trader Joshi. Okay. Trader Joe Shy. All right, scale, rotation. And how do I know? I guess I just check the held ID when I say hover. Okay. Hopefully this works. Then say only do this if we're moving a decoration, right? Is this the same as doing like a preview? See, I don't know. I need to figure that out. I have to say if global.aquarium.moving decoration. But I think that should work. Yeah. All right, let's go look at this decoration spot code. So we have to pass in that optional thing now. Modifications for set hover. decoration ID, and then modifications equal to an empty dictionary. Okay. So where are we doing it here? Okay, so if it's not empty, we set it to green right here. Okay. Thank you for the cheese time. So what is this? If not active, set it back to null. Otherwise, we set it to this. So sprite.rotation is equal to modifications dot get rotation 0 by default. Sprite dot scale is equal to modifications dot get scale 1. Oops, vector 2.1. Let's see if this works. So I pick this up. I go to move it. Whoa! It shows a real freaking preview, guys. It freaking works. All right, so that one's done, and then we got to do the same thing inside of the tank, which should actually be easier because I'm not doing like a holographic preview like I am with these, because it's like a spot-based thing, so should be pretty straightforward. Okay, into the tank cursor. So I think it's right in here. Physics process, if decoration ID. So if moving decoration right here, I am going to say I'd like to not do it that way. Is there a function I use for, is it show decoration? Oh yeah, if moving the decoration, otherwise, close button left. There's an option in the settings to change the side it's on, so. So we want to say, what is it? Oh yeah, just decoration dot rotation is equal to viewport.ui.moving decoration dot rotation. Decoration at scale is equal to that dot scale. Now that might actually have a sprite. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. So if I create a cool little decoration, whoa, it actually shows the proper preview now. Crazy. All right, so we're gaming. We are all good to go now, and then same if I copy it, it should show. The text still rotates, which I find funny. Oh, but it doesn't actually copy over the stuff there, so I should kind of do that probably. Oh yeah, also I think I'm not resetting it properly too. So if moving decoration, otherwise do these. Okay, that should work better now. And if I copy, I don't know why it's not working. A little strange if you ask me. So if I'm moving a decoration, do that. Otherwise, do that. And when I hit copy, I'm not moving it anymore. So I don't know why it doesn't update. It's a little weird. Well, I can just say cursor.icon here instead of what I'm doing now. So if I'm moving it, weird. I'm gonna print out in here to see if it is working. Because if I duplicate something, it should not it shouldn't be duplicating. Ooh. So now, no, it doesn't work? I am a little bit confused. And it's not printing anything out in there, so I don't know what's going on. Where was that other code that I just had? Show decoration. What script am I in? Where's my little script panel? That's what I've been missing. I don't know what happened to my script panel. Hold on. So, scripts. Oh. Oh, there it is. Otherwise, it's really hard to tell what script you're actually in. Leaving on the TV so you can get the bag. Let's go. Thank you very much. Be back in like 30, 40 minutes. Sounds good. I appreciate it. What was that other code I just changed? Where did I do that? What script is it? Oh, this is aquarium. This is when I say set held. Yeah, I don't need to do it here. Okay, that's why it wasn't working, because I'm a little bit of a fool. I need to do it here. Rotation becomes 0, scale becomes vector 2.1. Okay. So now I can copy it. Boom. Maybe I'll make it eventually so that when you copy one of these, it also copies like its settings, like if it has like a rotation or flip or anything. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to actually copy is the flipping. Oh, I oughta. Now, do I actually set the scale or do I say flip H? I don't know. I must say flip H. Yeah, I say flip H is equal to flip H. Okay. So now I say flip H is equal to false. And here I say it's equal to viewport.ui.moving decoration.flip H. That should work. So now when I go to move it, oh, but it's a static body. Well, let's go look at that decoration node so I can figure it out a little bit better. I think it's just called decoration. So I guess I'm modulating. Okay, but I do call on the sprite for the flipping. So I do want to say, not there. Back into the tank cursor. Decoration dot sprite dot flip H. Oh, and then say, oops. Oopsies. I love messing up, guys. It's very cool. Okay, now it should work. There we go. And then I got to do the same thing over here, I believe, if I flip it. Because that is not flipped. Yep. Into the code. It's probably going to be inside of the aquarium cursor code. So right here, I'm just going to pass in flip. Moving decoration. You know what? I could just pass an entry, I think. I may be a little bit silly. And then I can just get all that stuff, I believe. We're about to find out. And sprite.flip h modifications.get flip false. I think it was just flip, unless it's flipped. Nope, I think it was just flip. Yep. All right, and then we got to do the same thing on the one on the cursor. Right here. And that's whenever we say set cursor data. Okay, apparently it's not there. Must be inside of the aquarium code. Here it is. So flip H equals to that. Not flip H. And I had to make sure I'm resetting it too. So set held. I guess that should be fine because it's always going to have one there. Nah, we better reset it. On here again, I can say cursor.icon. A little bit better. Will be equal to false. Okay, guys, I think that should be everything now for real, actually, this time. What's an asymmetrical decoration we have? They're all pretty symmetrical, but snake plant, kind of. So now if I flip it, we can see the flipped variation when I go to place it down. Same when I do the scaling and whatnot. Oh, it crashed. So why did it crash? Invalid assignment of property or key scale, type of float. I gotta say vector 2 dot 1 times that. Hey, it is why we test, right? So anywhere where I've defaulted scale, need a match case. I need to go fix that now. Otherwise, it's going to keep breaking. Because I know I've gotten this in a couple other spots where it was doing new scale. Owner entry scale. Maybe I didn't. Seems actually okay. Hold on, let's just go look back at all the code we did. So reset held, scale is 1, that's good. Set held, scales is whatever scale is, so that doesn't matter there. Let's go check the cursor. So whenever we call set hover, that just passes in all the stuff. I think that's the only thing we changed. So right there are modifications. Okay. And then that should all be good to go. Not aquarium decorations. Decoration spot. And I already said it there for the visual. I thought I passed in for hover. Where's that? Right there, hover modifications. Sprite.scale is equal to 1 times that, so that's all good. And then into the aquarium stuff, because we've got like the regular decoration stuff. That also has an entry. And it's specifically our tank cursor is what does that one. So I'm just setting scale to whatever the scale is of that. So it's not even reading like the entry on those, and that's why it didn't break. So we're good. All right, I think that's actually working now. So it's a very minor thing, but I think it helps a lot when you're decorating, because before it was kind of hard to tell how the decorations are actually going to look. A new shader for, is that an add or a change? I guess it's more of a change. Improve the range shader to better control. how it gets displayed. Made it so moving and now properly show the correct preview with settings applied. All right. Yeah, because now when I'm moving this, we can see, boom, it works. Hopefully nobody actually decorates their place like that, but, you know. Who am I to judge? Some people have wanted to be able to rotate decorations, and I knew this was going to be a freaking thing, adding in the chair. So, same with also like something the bench. It makes sense if you could rotate the bench too. I might just add a keybind or something so you can hit R on it, or even like so you can place it down and then in here you can rotate it. But yeah. A little bit annoying. Because that means I'll have to draw 4 or 3 variations for each one, right? The front face, side, and back. Because the side will just be flipped. But it also, like, causes some weird problems. Because, like, then what happens if you flip it and it's, like, the horizontal one? Like, is it just going to flip and look incorrect? Like, it's odd, you know? So I'm not sure yet. Gonna have to kind of think about that one. Go away, Grandpa. What other things have I been wanting to tackle? Let's take a read through the Discord, because there's always really helpful stuff in here. Keep seeing notifications in the Blender stuff. Is a viewport? Oh, well, yeah, definitely turn on viewport. There's a bunch of people signing up here. That's good. I'm going to get started on the Minecraft server stuff very soon, for sure. Tonight. Tonight's the night. And then the section I really want to check is in new Godot update, perhaps? Beta 5 has arrived. It's a little unfortunate, all the, what is this game? Girl balls. Okay. You're like a ball. Okay. Yeah, all the beta ones, unfortunately, are like not feature fixes. I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's good that they do that, but it's just going to be a bunch of bug fixes in here. Nothing fun. But if that's beta 5, we should probably see 4.7 should be pretty much ready to go, which is cool. So yeah. Anyways. Back to the Discord. Alert and feedback. Let's see. This asks you to make speech bubbles for the visitors to say. Okay. This man is an instrument, yeah. In suggestion, choose one aquarium to appear as desktop pets. Back in the day with being AFK and your Windows 7 starts blowing bubbles. I don't know how that would work with the Godot. To change your aquarium into a screensaver is basically what they want. Like, how would that work? To appear as desktop pets. I guess they'd just be like little windows everywhere. And they just kind of swim around your desktop. Maybe one day. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. Could be cool, though. Yes, this one is now fixed. Don't know if I'm going to do whole ecosystems yet. That is something that a couple people have mentioned that would be neat, but... You know, like, if I had $1 billion zillion, you know, and had all the time in the world, then I would definitely add a bunch of stuff like this. But, unfortunately, I don't have $1 billion zillion. So, it's really hard for me to justify time spent on stuff like that. It's really where you get into feature creep zone, right? I don't think I'm going to do any multiplayer stuff because it's just not worth it. And ecosystem stuff is like neat, but I think the issue with that is just the design. Like, how do I make that work with everything we've got already? Because it would kind of almost be a fundamentally different game, you know? And that's something I want to avoid, is like, I don't want to just accidentally make a bunch of games in one game again. We almost have it a tiny bit with like how you go out and fish. But the thing is that there's a direct link between the two sides of the game. Like Starground, I think the problem was that you have like one side is almost completely separate from the other. But with this game, it's like the only way to actually interact with the tank stuff is you have to go and fish. So they're super intertwined. I don't think it feels like two separate games. It feels like one cohesive system, I think. But if you get into stuff like ecosystems and like all these extra things on top, I think it kind of starts to get complicated. So, just reading through this. Get some sort of bonus for decorating tanks. Yeah. Yeah, set bonuses could definitely be an interesting way to go about it, and I could see doing like bonuses specifically for donations, because it would be nice. So maybe we'll look into that. Oh yeah, did I add the Stormy key into here yet? I don't think so. Or I might have, I can't remember. Let's go see if I did. Stormy. I did not add it. Go to components, translations. Word referencing the stormy weather type. Kind of like sunny, cloudy, rainy, etc. All right, so we got that in here now. Pretty sure I did not have that before. All right, yeah. Imagine if you add in a key that already exists, it'll probably warn you or like say something. And then we got pot and rod, unknown, unlimited. There's a couple things that we need to do here. So I think one key that we don't have in here now is increases event chance and decreases event chance, right? So I want to go into our weather table. Oh, I just have to go check wherever it says increases bite chance. So we have the bite chance one, but not the event chance one. So decreases bite chance, increases bite chance, and then we have event chance. Nothing here. So let's add those in. So increases event chance by %. I'll add an explanation. Refers to the effect something can have on events in regions. Events refer to things happening in the water, like a fish jumping, some bubbles, maybe even more dramatic stuff, like a swarm, a school of fish appearing or something. All right, a decrease event chance by blah, blah, blah. Got to keep up with my translations. How are all our translations looking? Sort by translated percent. These ones are all really good. There's probably more in here that I need to go through and add. I think before I did not have Korean, but now Korean is actually one of the most translated languages, so I do need to add Korean in. I don't think I have a font for Korean, so that's going to have to be worked out. Icelandic, I can't remember if Icelandic is in the game already. We will see about that. And then some of these really old ones that are not translated at all, like Asturian. I don't remember that one. The Soviet one. And then everything above, I'd say like 25% is like fine to add in. Indian, Serbian. Like even if a language is not 100% translated, it's still helpful, I imagine, right? Like, let's say I was, you know, I spoke Romanian, but I also know a little bit of English, but not super well. Even if it's only around 50% of the game is Romanian, it still makes it 50% easier to understand the game, right? So I feel like it's okay if they're not all exactly 100% yet. Eventually, hopefully we get them there, but, you know, it's hard. If I do really ever want to do that, probably like higher, or like at the end if we don't have enough stuff translated. We'll see. Though I do kind of really like the model of community translations. So you guys get to be included in stuff, and I get the game translated, which is epic, so. So how many? We've got 84,000 words hosted. Yeah, if I paid for that, that would be extremely expensive. Good thing I have a funny little server to do it for me. Self-hosted server, much easier. Alrighty. So what else do we want to tackle here? It's kind of hard to decide what I want to tackle, right? Because it's like one of those things where I don't want to start chewing on stuff that's going to be very difficult and it's going to be time consuming and I'm not going to be able to get done today. But also we've definitely gotten through a lot of the things so far, you know. This was one thing that I had a person like professionally play through the game and stuff and analyze it. Yeah, and one thing they mentioned was making it so you could close menus with right click. And I thought that was kind of fascinating. I was like, huh, right click, huh? And it does kind of make sense if you think about it. Like you never really use right click when you're navigating through those menus. So maybe I will add that. It would just make it faster to get around and do stuff. And I think it should be pretty easy because it would essentially be sort of the same code as pressing escape. So I have a couple checks here whenever I say if I pressed escape, you know, right here. So this is in the main menu. And I'm just going to add another thing in here, which is if my manager.active menu, if input.is action just pressed, click right, then I want to say dot toggle escape menu. There might be a couple spots where I say click right. I'm not sure. So the tank menu is one of those where I set the cursor mode. That's the only thing that might be a little bit problematic, is like there's going to be a lot of cases like that where I have to check for all this stuff, right? Like this will say toggle off. Okay, that's just if I... How does that make sense? Click right. Should that be click left? And what is this? Click right. Oh, okay, that's the, yeah. So how does this make sense? If I click right, then I say pressed. Unhandled input on the exit button. Did I already implement that? No. Clicking right does not do anything. I am not sure. Well, anyways. So apparently in the main menu, now I should be able to click right. Yeah. I can see some people not liking that, and so I'm going to make it a toggleable thing too, right? I don't want people locked into having right-click closing the menu, but I think it's kind of nice, in my opinion. Maybe just a little bit. So anyways, I probably mentioned escape in here. If input.is action just pressed, click right. If UI manager.active menu, then say UI toggle escape menu. So now I can, it doesn't let me close the escape menu. I guess it's a little bit different. And I can't seem to close that one either. Well, I have to say if we have an active menu, duh. There we go. So, I mean, yeah, that seems to work pretty well. Though, I imagine, like, okay, so, like, what if I'm... This is something too, right? Let's go ahead and say algae timer 0. Oh, it's 2 words. Okay. But then if I click my sponge and I right-click, it's going to just close out of the UI. So I think that's like one of the only spots ever in the entire thing where that would be a problem. Also, like if I'm placing down a decoration and I right-click, it's going to get out of the UI. So we're going to have to fix stuff like that with this mechanic. I'll probably just have a way to block that from happening. I imagine. I feel like there's probably an easier way to handle all this instead of just having this same if pressed escape thing everywhere, you know? Let me see if there is a... Hold on, let me search specifically for escape. So this one I'm checking if minigame is not active, otherwise it's all the exact same thing every time. So I feel like I could take this and move it out into just the global function, into process, and then have a system so that we can like temporarily stop that input from happening, from closing menus, right? So I'll say if click close available or whatever. We'll say if click right available, and say if escape available. It's true. equals true. All right. So now I don't need any of this other extra code because it's just kind of stupid for no reason. All right, get rid of this code. That's in the main menu. Code in there. And then in here, pretty straightforward, but I just have to make it so whenever the minigame is active, we set that variable. So just whenever I say minigame active true, or really I can just say minigame, just create a set thing in here, right? The set value, say global dot click right available is false, global dot escape available is false, and then say minigame active is equal to value. Oh, and actually I want that to be value, but the opposite of whatever it is. So if the minigame's active, it's not available. And that should work pretty well. And then we can keep going through all the code and fixing that for the other things too, right? I think it'll work. Let's try it out though. Make sure. So theoretically, I should be able to right click right now, but it's not seem to work. Oh, maybe because that one doesn't technically count as a active menu, which is a little funny. Why doesn't it count as an active menu now that I think about it? Ooh. So we have, wherever it is, not pop-up menu, playtest prompt, on ready. It's a regular menu. It says toggle on. Huh. It's actually kind of strange. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't toggle off. Maybe I just need to say await get tree dot physics frame. Maybe there's like something else that's happening or being reset when I change my region, so it just doesn't properly get set up. Let's go ahead and try this out. Because it is kind of weird that it doesn't technically count as an active menu. It is still not an active menu. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I need to print out what the active menu is. Maybe it is the active menu, but it's just like there's something else. There's another reason it's not working. Oh, that's the aquarium code. My bad. Just going to global. So no, it is not the active menu, which is extremely strange. I don't know why. Because when I say toggle on, it's going to say change true. And if none of that, is it because it's just fading? Because when I first load in, is it because I'm not saying toggle on true true because it has to be a forced open? Maybe that's what's happening. Oh, I do have force set to true, though. So it should be working. Maybe it's because region change is being called, and so it immediately calls toggle off. I don't know. It's a little bit confusing. Still just null. Let's try again. There must be some reason it's not being set as an active menu, but I don't know. So it's still null. Why? Why? But if I open, like, for example, the languages menu, I'm pretty sure that gets set as an active menu. So, I don't know why. I don't know why this one doesn't work. See, if I open this, boom, languages menu is the active menu. Just not that one for some reason. Even though I'm calling toggle on, it's gonna call change. It's forced, so it doesn't care about that stuff. It is just a regular menu type. It says active menu is equal to self. So it doesn't have status. So if active, or no, it will be true. So we call this code here. So if it's not active, it now becomes active. We set it to the active menu, and that's literally it. I'm gonna go ahead and just print out whatever it's being set in there, because something is a little bit suspicious, guys. I want to fix this because having a very reliable UI system is kind of important for this game. So it definitely did call it, and then it's just immediately null. But how does that happen? Am I setting? I must be setting the code. I must be closing it forcibly somewhere. I must be. Because it printed out null 2 times. And then this one opens and sets it as the active menu properly. So that one's okay. It's just this one menu. And I don't know why. So let's take another look. Okay, so it opens and then immediately is set to null. I don't know why. So there must be somewhere that is somehow inside of UI Manager setting whatever active menu is. And there's a couple here. There's one in menu where we say exit tree. I know it's not that one though. And there's also this one. So maybe change is getting called twice. It's possible. And there's also this one, which is begin switch, but that shouldn't be happening here. Because I should set it null before this menu gets opened, right? Oh, but it's saying, I think I know what's going on. So since this exists before the main menu exists, it means that it gets set to null. So I don't want to say toggle on for this. I'm just going to say this, toggle off, and then if it's not the main menu, toggle off. Otherwise, say toggle on. And I think that's what I want to do. Let's try it out, guys. Because I think it's like it changes the region, it sets the active menu to null, and then it just immediately closes the menu. Yeah, there we go. It was actually set properly now this time. Okay. Oh, set as well. Just had to get that figured out. So yeah, we do have to be kind of careful about UI like that exists before the other UIs exist. But I think that's the only one that I like open at the beginning, so I don't think we're gonna have that issue. But I'll be on the lookout for that. Anyways, let's go mark this down as a fix, where the playtest menu is technically not a real menu. So now it's a real menu. If I hit options or something, it goes away. Well, so what happens if I go back to the main menu? Is it going to appear again? It does, which is fine. You can just close it. That's actually a good thing. Let's try this out. So now, if I change the region I'm in, it should disappear. Yeah. Very nice. Even if I haven't left? Yeah, it still closes it. Okay. Just making sure. All right. Yeah, that's pretty easy then. So we just got to keep going through the game and making sure that the right-click stuff isn't going to cause a bunch of problems. Let's go keep testing. So we still got to fix stuff in the aquarium, but I want to test specifically the fishing area in here right now, so we can hit right-click to close that. I want to make sure that when we are fishing, that right-clicking isn't going to, like, you know, do something funny. Close the mini game or something, right? I just want to make sure. We are waiting. Yeah, so I cannot close it out. It's a little funny that I can close the other, or open another menu while I'm fishing. But it's not a huge thing. And then now if I go back in here and right click again, everything is fine and I can still close out normal. Okay, so I think everything in here is working perfectly fine for right click. Which is nice. All right. And I can cast normal. I do wonder if I'm gonna make like right click do like a little bob. I think I might. I think it'd be kind of fun just to tap right click and keep like making your fishing rod bob up and down. Even if it doesn't like do a whole lot, I think it's just kind of just another little activity for you as a player to complete. So we might add that today. Make it so you can bob your rod. I guess technically the word for that is like, is it jigging? Jig your rod. Better make sure. I'm not gonna get into something bad. How to jig your rod. What is a jigging rod? I don't think that's what I'm talking about. Maybe a jigging rod is just for ice fishing. Here, jigging. It's the practice of fishing with a jig, a type of metal or a type of weighted fishing lure. Heavy metal, lead, secured inside a soft lure. Jigs are intended to create a jerky vertical jumping motion to attract fish, as opposed to other common lures like swim baits, spoons, and spinner baits. Those guys are funny. Okay. So many deeper water fish species are attracted to it. Okay. Yeah, rapid lifting motions of the rod jerk the line upwards. Sets the hook. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Anyways. So I think I am just thinking of bobbing. Bob your rod. What's the word for that, where you just like move it around a little bit? Am I silly? I guess I can only find things just bobbers, right? Do real fishermen use bobbers? I guess it's just called jigging. Is the thing I'm thinking of, where you lift the rod up and down. I mean, this is like an extreme jigging right there, but we could probably find a video of it. Make sure I know my terminology. My action's bouncing the lure up and down. I mean, I still do that even though I don't have like a jigging lure. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Jigging our rods live on stream? I think we are right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see if I can find a GIF. I want to make sure I'm not crazy. Like, this is reeling in. This is all fake. Fishing rod. This is all just people reeling in. He's just dancing. I guess it also means to dance. Like, am I crazy? We're gonna watch a tutorial. Hey Nick, welcome back. How's it going? Hello, I am Sammy, and I will show you how to jig a rod. This is a fishing rod. You put it down into the water. Okay, well that's crazy. That's not what I'm thinking about. What is it called when you bob your rod up and down fishing? Let's see, what's the word? For when you're fishing, the motion of making your float or bait bob up and down on the surface of the water. This is what I'm thinking of. Dapping. Two separate... Yeah, dapping. See, this is what I've always called bobbing the bobber. See, I feel like everyone calls it bobbing. Fishing, dapping. You dangle... No, that's like fly fishing. Letting a baited hook or fly fall gently onto the water. With the line itself mostly kept off the water. See, that's not the same thing. No, no, no. I think it's just called bobbing. Dap on the haters, yeah. Bobbing. Why is it not a term? Am I crazy? Isn't that why it's called a bobber? Let's look at this basic bobber rig. I don't know. I might be crazy, guys. Jigs. Fishing is kind of it's deep. There's a lot of like different kinds of fishing and stuff. You really get into all of it. Crankbaits, popper baits. It's all these like different kinds of lures and stuff for different kinds of fish. The wacky rig. What is this? This is a wacky rig. The Texas rig. The Carolina rig. Split shot. That's what those. I have those. Crankbait. Casting techniques. I mean, this is just normal stuff. What about when the stuff is actually in the water? Fishing rods. Casting rods, spinning rods. This is the normal fishing rod. casting rods. They're like the big ones, you know? Fly rods. I mean, the practice is ancient. I know, it's true. It's been around for a long time. So, there's a lot of lore, right? I just feel like I'm insane. Like, is this not a thing that you... No, don't go shopping. Is this not a thing that you do? You know, you like move the rod around a little bit and like simulate like the worms wiggling around and moving. Nobody's talking about it. I don't know. It's probably fine. I'll just add it in anyways. It'll be okay. I just feel insane, you know? I'm like, is it not real? All right. So when we right click with this, I need to make it so it doesn't close the whole menu. Also, something I want to do really quick is that whenever we do close the menu, we reset those two variables. That's inside the UI manager. Yo, thank you for the spin. I appreciate it. Well, let's see. Specifically inside of like when I close the escape menu or hit escape. I guess that's in global. Right, our toggle escape menu. Then it does all this stuff, and it says escape menu, active menu toggle off. Which this will do all this stuff and say changed, and then it's just going to say active menu is equal to null, so I'll just do it in here. So I'm going to say global dot escape available is back to true, and also global dot right click available is back to true. Just to make sure those get reset in case like I do something like this where I have the sponge and then I just click the X instead of like actually hitting right click or whatever. So, okay, next thing, let's go inside of the tank menu and we are going to make it so whenever we pick up one of the things, it sets that variable. So cursor mode right here, we say global dot right click available is false. And also when we get out of it, we say right click available is back to true. So let's see if that works. Yeah, so now when I click this up and I right click, it doesn't immediately close the menu until I hit right click again. So that's good, and that should work for all the different like things. So if I get the old controller out here. Let's see, I don't know if it's just a glitch, but in my alert and save, I'm in the tank. And the fish are failing to feed me or clean my tank? You don't mean literally you're in the tank, right? I presume not. So the fish... You mean you're literally, like, you are in the tank? I'm trying to interpret it as a real bug, because that's what my brain is telling me, and I don't think... Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's... Should it do that? I think that's normal. So I click on this. If I click circle... So it gets rid of that tool first, and then goes back here. Otherwise... Yeah, we'll just be in the menu here. That's joking. just making sure. Yeah, the places people keep fish in the US, fish keep you. It's crazy. Alright, so that's all working, and it should also work with the this guy. Just making sure. Boom. And does click left include controller, or does it not? It does. So I do have to be careful about how that changes the code of the controller, right? And it should be mostly fine everywhere. You know, it's funny, I realize now the code that I have set up in the X is specifically for the controller. And that's why it works with controller. But now I don't even need that anymore. You know, which is kind of funny. I can just disable that code, and it should just still work totally fine. Because anything that is an active menu now, I can just press circle to close it. Yeah. So I think it's better that way, just cleaner code, you know? We don't have to have extra stuff there for no reason. Clean in my tank. When you really think about it, guys, we're all just fish in one big aquarium. Just entertainment for the people at the top. Generating money. Alright. And I should be able to get out of here. Press start to exit. That does work, but also circle works. Okay. So I just got to keep going through. Oh yeah, one thing that could potentially be a little bit of a problem is if I... Oh, controller. If I go into decorations and pick a crate, and I hit circle, so that's fine. I can still cancel out of there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's all good there. What if I am moving a decoration or something and then I hit circle? That seems okay. What if I'm moving a fish? Because those are like weird cases where like you get like overlaps between this stuff. So right clicking there is fine. So is right clicking there. Okay. But now it's weird because there's like some spots where it overlaps the right clicking. So I might have to like go through and fix all that. Also, this is saying there's already a bunch of things connected here. Okay. Weird. Because I want this right-clicking thing to be like something I can disable if I want. So yeah, it's complicated. Just a wee bit complicated. There's like controller exit active. So what if I just get rid of that function? And then I go into here and I go to where I say click right. So if click right available or global.controller active, right? So it's not going to disable the right clicking when you're on controller because you have to have right clicking enabled to close out of the menus, right? I mean, you don't technically have to, but it just feels way better. Now, yeah, right click available. So what's going to happen here though now if I go ahead and do this and right click, it does that. So it's not, I don't want that to be there. I need to say, I'm going to have another check, which is like if close with right click or controller, and we do this one. So we need to make this an option. What do I call this option? Like right click close menu? Close menu right click? Right click closes menu? Was that too long of a name? What do you guys think? Right click out. The only thing I'd be concerned with that phrasing is like out of what? Because it might be confusing, like, oh, I have to enable this to use right click to stop holding a fish. Specifically for menus, right? No! Don't! You cannot do this right now. I can't believe you've done this. Guys, can you ban him, please? Moderators, ban the Steven. Close with right click. All right, let's go set this up as an option. Back, or I'm already in global. Wherever our settings are. Somewhere here. Somewhere right here. var, I'm gonna call it right click closes menu. Closes menus. That implies multiple menus. I'm just gonna say right click closes menu. True. And then let's go menus, something like that. Doesn't matter where I put these, but I'm gonna say right click close menu. It's gonna be right click close menu. I'm gonna make that capital R. This is how I do things around here, boy. Better low use data. I know you're gonna say right click close menu right there. I'm gonna stop being inaudible. I'm sorry. Right click closes menu. Honestly, it would be nice to have the escape button too, as that's a default for a lot of people if they don't read. Yeah, I have it set up so you can already use escape too. That's been in the game for quite some time, so the right click thing is just kind of like an extra on top of that. So I'm just making it a toggle in case some people find it like annoying for some reason. I don't think it's that annoying. It just takes you like 1 second to realize like, oh yeah, right click is closing my menus. That's fine. And then you're good. You just have to know that it exists. But just in case somebody's like, you added in this feature to close the menus with right click and it's completely unplayable. I can't take it anymore. I don't want that to happen, you know? So let's add a new option in here. Show minigame tutorials, duplicate, call it closes menu. Closes menu. Okay. We gotta add that in our translation sheet. Rah, I forgot to go with the translation. It's rah. Incredibly angry. Boom. An option that lets you close out of menus by pressing your right mouse button. Okay. You moved up. You moved pixel 1 to the left. The game is ruined. Yeah. Hopefully that's not a thing. I don't think anyone would actually complain like that, but you know, I just don't want to force stuff onto people if they're not expecting it or don't want it. So there's a couple more things I will have to fix. I think when I right click or when I'm holding a decoration, I think it's gonna exit out of the tank menu. But I think that's the final thing. I think otherwise everything else should be fine. Now, of course, this died because my save is corrupted, but let's just do this and then it'll be fine. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I gotta check on something. Okay, we're good. 7.8 out of 10. Too much water. Yeah. Insane. Alright, so we got that option here now. Let me go make it so it now saves once again. Boom. So, right click closes menu. If I have that off, I can no longer press right click to close the menu. Good. So yeah, here's a couple, like the one place I can think of that will cause a problem. So if I'm moving a decoration and I right click. I guess it's fine. I think it's because the code I already set up for the other cursors actually works for every single one of them. So it doesn't actually, it's actually fine. All right, cool. Yeah, this is just a little like shortcut for people now to be able to just like be like, bam, close out of menu, right click, boom. Because I think everything, I don't ever use right click as like a function anywhere. So I think it's fine. Like everything that you do in the game is just left click oriented. So having right click as like an optional close menu thing should be okay. And if there is anything that does use right click, whoa, what was that? I can't click. Oh, hold on, we got an issue to fix. This is why you play your games. That was a little odd. I couldn't, was it over here? Where was I clicking? I don't know what I was clicking. It must have been that there was like a UI node or something visible that was blocking me, but I don't know what. Let's go back to the lake, see if I can replicate that. That was pretty strange. That's a legit IGN review? Is that? That's crazy. Okay, so I can click there. What is going on here? I don't know how that happened, if I'm being honest. Was it because I had my like cursor down here or something? Oh. So why is it getting blocked here? That seems... Okay. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Too much water. Which Pokemon game was that? I think I remember one that was like had a lot of water. But it's stupid that you would say a game that's supposed to have a lot of water has too much water. That's ridiculous. Splash in the water. Wait. Go. I need to make it so that clicking thing doesn't happen unless I'm literally clicking on the bottom column. So let's go into here. Into the fishing region. And I think I have a big like node that's like the fishing area cast zone right here. So it does take that into account. So why is it not working? I gotta take a look at this. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Omega Ruby. Yeah, I think it was this game that I saw. It definitely has a lot of water. Is this like a newer one, or is this like... No, it was 2014. I guess I just saw it recently. I don't know why. That's crazy, though. IGN reviews are so weird. So I can't click down there. Why? We're gonna figure this out. So let's go into the UI, into the VBox, and the cast zone. I just want to select it in here so I can... So that's selecting clouds. Which... I gotta make sure clouds does not take in mouse. Oh, it does. Ignore the mouse on the clouds. That should not happen. So I'm still selecting clouds somehow. Or I think it's because that selector thing doesn't care about the mouse filter. It's high up anyway, so it shouldn't matter, but... Maybe it's the dragging? I don't know. It's like it's, just the region is, like, not extending. So it's like, it goes down to here and then no further than that. Which I think feels a little strange. It should be down to here, right? It should just be just above the buttons. But I can't seem to select that node. Or at least see it very easily. Right, cast zone. I guess I can make it not invisible anymore. What? Alright, something ain't right. Somehow, something is blocking this. Now, it could be... It's none of the mini games. There's a bottom bar, right? Top. It could be this bar. This is like a newer bar that I added, so maybe that's what's happening here. The top bar. I'm gonna just make sure that mouse on this. I mean, it's all set to ignore, right? That's set to ignore. And then we got the bottom bar. It's so weird, right? Why can't I click down here? Dude! Will not tolerate this anymore. Can't believe you've done this to me 2 times, brother. This is so sad. So that says input active, then cast zone exited. I don't know why it would be exiting like that early, because it's not touching any other nodes. You can see it exits right there. There's like a node there that's causing it to exit. Even though I have it all set. Is it the separator? What separator is this? Oh, that's just to keep it from... Okay, so this is on top of everything. Maybe I just need to move this down above it all? That's better. I gotta make sure, though, that... I mean, this should be behind all the nodes. Because the problem is if it hits another node, then I'm not going to be able to hover over or interact with it. So I don't know why it's still... What node is here that's causing that to happen, right? There's got to be something here. So this is the bottom bar margin. And this itself really should be set to pass, which it is. So we got the VBox. I think this is what's causing it. That one's also set to pass, though. And then top, right, is set to ignore. Ignore. Bottom, that's okay if that one's currency panel, stop. This one's going to be all like stop stuff. There's got to be like a texture or something in here, or a label doing this. Let's make sure this one is on ignore, which it is. So it's literally none of that. And it's none of our mini games. It's not the keep net menu. It's just right there. That's where it goes away. just want to make sure it's not going to screw everything up if I put this in front. Because, like, let's experiment, right? So we have our cast zone. If I put it in front and I open the keep net or something, it's going to make it so, like, I can't click anything on this menu now, right? I can't click that X. Nothing is clickable anymore. So that is not a good solution. I can't do that. But I don't want this V-box here to be taking input. And I guess it's just because it's all part of the same V-box now, and that's probably why it's like causing problems, because we have the top section and then the bottom section. Maybe instead of this passing up, I just want to say set to ignore. I can still press stuff down here. Maybe that's the secret. And then same on the whole bottom bar thing here. Just set that one to ignore also. Oh. I think that actually did it. So I think it's just because that was in a margin that was set to pass. So it would take that input it received and capture it. But I really don't want those to take any input. I just want it to only take input from the actual buttons and stuff that we can actually click. Right? So I think this is fine now. So if I click like near the bottom right here, you can see it like right here it becomes clickable, which is good. That's like what I want. There's still like a tiny bit of a node down there, I think, that's blocking it, but it's much better now, so that's good. It could be this, actually. Set ignore on the bottom node. And then same with this one. Say mouse ignore. And literally the only thing that should actually take input are the buttons themselves. UI, gotta love it. Honestly, though, I do like the Godot UI system. It can be quirky, like with what we just had there, but it was pretty easily fixable, I feel like. It gets a little messed up when you change the UI scale. Like if you go like this, now it's like... The reason I have that zone is so you don't like click a button and cast at the same time. There might be a spot right here where you can do that. Oh, seems like not really. Actually... Why do I even have a separator set? Now that I think about it. Why don't I just get rid of the separator? Because if it takes input, it's not going to be capturing there. Right? Am I a little silly right now? So I can click anywhere here. And then if I click on a button down here, it doesn't do anything. Is that because I made it so you can't cast anymore when you're inside of a UI? And now I don't even need this whole input active thing? Could be. I'm just going to check the place where I say input active, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Might not even need any of this anymore. No, it still happens. So how does it work then? Oh, I guess because when I exit that region, when I go onto the button, it does exit the area. So yeah, I don't need the separator. I just make it a full big box, and then everything works perfectly. Okay. That's okay with me. Jesus, primed and ready. Welcome in, Simplink. How's it going? Well, that greatly simplifies this, and I don't even need the V-box anymore. There's just no reason to have it. So now we just have a big cast zone. Make sure it's invisible. And everything just sort of works. 2 cheese times. Good night. Are you heading to bed right now? Or are you just saying because it's nighttime for you? Everything's alright, thankfully. Nice. What about you? Yeah, it's going good. We're just working on lured in. Just kind of fixing a couple things here and there. So I just fixed an issue where there were certain parts of the screen blocking you from casting in the fishing zone. Yeah, it's just night over here. Yeah. Let me fix another bug. Oh yeah. Added an option to close menus with right click on by default. Alright. I really hope I haven't accidentally like introduced a big bug or something. As far as I can tell, I don't think we have. That is one bug that happens there, like where I right click and it changes the text up there. It's not a huge deal, but I still don't know why inventory does 2 clicks. There must be something about it that's like one of these nodes or something is connected up to the click. And it just like does it multiple times. I'm not sure though. I still have no idea. As far as I can tell, I don't think any of these other menus do it, so. Oops, I changed the UI scale. Hey. But yeah, being able to get out of here with right click is pretty nice, you know? I mean, it doesn't seem to cause any issues. I can still like right click and cancel placing a decoration, right? So I click that, it cancels out. Right click and it closes. If I'm holding a tool like this, I can still hit right click. And controller like has that all on by default anyways, so it's kind of like it should just work anyways. As far as I can tell. Is there any other menu in here where that could potentially be a problem? Because I can't really think of any. I mean, like even like inside of the Ascension menu should be fine. You can move in here, do stuff. Square to ascend. Let me make sure, like, yeah, that gets out of there just fine. So I think we're good to go. I can't think of any other setups where it would cause a real problem. Like we go to place our decoration, we cancel it. Picking up a person isn't anything. Closing out of all these menus, customize menu. Yeah, I think we're fine. All right. It's gonna be storming a lot now with the new stormy weather. Oh wow, that's a lot of storms, man. But so far from what I've heard, people really like the rainy weather. So I don't think people are gonna complain about more rainy weather. Because it is kind of a vibe. Fishing in the rain. And it's not like it's constant. You still get the breaks in between where you get like some nice cloudy, sunny, normal stuff. I might add in another non-rainy weather just to kind of counteract it a little bit more, possibly. Just got an eel. I always forget now the rare fish are way more common. Ooh. Anyone gonna watch SGF? What is SGF? Super Gamer Friend Summer Games Fest. Oh, okay. I never really watched those events, to be honest. So, oh, I wanted to see if I could. I'm pretty sure I can, but I can reach that spot over there, right? Just making sure. Oh yeah, it's reachable. Our code is working. That's June 5th. Okay. I usually watch those. Yeah, I never really watch any events, but enjoy them. Yeah, it's cool. It can be cool. Like, there's a couple that I've watched before. I used to watch the Minecraft ones and stuff, but I don't watch those anymore. I just get the summary because I don't care. It used to be more cool because, like, I think back when Minecraft did, like, the votes and stuff, it was like there was a reason I was going. I, like, wanted to see, you know? Is my pick going to get chosen? But now that they don't really do those anymore, there's kind of, like, no reason for me to watch. Yeah, I just look at the game, see if anything catches my attention. Yeah, that's pretty much what I always do anyways, too. I just get a quick summary of everything, you know? But yeah, cool. Is that one that... Man, I can't wait to play the new Don't Starve Elsewhere. This is going to be really fun. This was announced in, like, an event. I can't remember which one it was. But, oh, dude. 3D terrain is insane. And Don't Starve, that's awesome. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to mess with it. It's just going to be multiplayer. You don't have to get a different game to play multiplayer now. Oh, it looks so cool. All the areas look extremely interesting, you know? You've got like a crazy like snowy place here. There's like an evil spiky, like some of the monster area in here and waterfalls and all the 3D terrain is so cool. You're in like a castle here. The beach, you can like just step down onto the shore, kind of in like shallow water. It's so cool. I'm very excited for it. I hope it's not going to take too long. Yeah. Anyways. I guess that's why I never heard of Where Winds Meet. What is that? Where Winds Meet, an epic action RPG. Okay. It's already out. Yeah, I've never heard of this. RPG set in ancient China. Okay. It is free to play, which is interesting. Why is it free to play, though? It's unfortunate that's always the first thing that comes to my mind when something is free. Because usually, if it is free, you were the product. So. Okay, yeah, it's like, you know, gonna be the whole usual free-to-play garbage. There's probably a battle pass. It's gonna be cosmetics. I watch SFG as it's fun to get hyped about games. Yeah, no, I totally feel it. It can be kind of fun sometimes. I watch like the really big ones, just like the one that's like annual, that, you know, the big guy. What is this? There's one object, this scroll bar, that keeps like complaining that it's already connected, but I don't know what node it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So it's all those scroll bars, but those get like deleted after, so I don't think it's those. It's nothing inside of any of these menus. Is it inside the options menu? Is it when I travel to a region? Doesn't seem to be. It's not throwing any errors. So I don't know where that warning is coming from, to be honest. Strange. Maybe it's on like load? No. It's not. Inventory, it's not in there. Where did that come from? Is it in any of these regions? The jungle? Maybe I fixed it already and didn't realize it. It's not by changing that stuff. Oh, maybe it's like opening these menus. Maybe it's something inside of the fish tank. It's specifically, I think, like a scroll bar maybe that's happening with, but I don't... Can't seem to replicate it, so I guess it's not real anymore. So that's okay. I should fix all these errors. That one. The box is already declared. Where? Is it because of this box here? Just change this to box caught. Maybe that'll fix it. Let's get rid of delta here. And fish found is not used. I don't know if I actually use fish found anywhere. I do omit it here. There's a fish caught quantities is that. Okay, I just don't use it yet, but I probably will use this eventually. So I'm going to say ignore warning, fish found. Okay, hopefully all those errors are gone now. Let's see. Also, I am going to have to end stream here pretty much like almost right now. Just because I got to go get food. Why do I have 13 notifications? This is on my real account, right? Drain Sim is on sale. Just a bunch of sales. Dune Spice Wars is on sale. Outer Wild is on sale. Don't I already have that game? Or do I not? Drain Sim looks like it'd be kind of fun, but also like, I don't know. Let's see, you're gonna head out. Sounds good. Thank you for coming in, Simplink. I appreciate it. I did put a couple more keys on the translation site, just as a heads up. Yeah, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. Oh yeah, I did mention that I organized that, right? I don't think I did. Did I not mention it in the changelog? New breaking, dust, Rud, stormy, splashes. System for fish rarities, thunder, close menus, right click. Carp. The rain. I guess I didn't mention it anywhere. Move the Fishpedia menu and grouped fish into regions. There's for me as well. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you everybody for coming in. Yeah, I'll probably end stream here in just a second anyways. Yeah, Steven, I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. And then I gotta go remove that other signal I had with the audio. What was it printing? Print node. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I can't find what node is causing that error, so I really have no idea. I've tried opening up all the menus that I can think of. You know, we got the languages menu and the options. I don't even know how that could even happen, because it only happens once when the node gets added as a child, and I don't ever do stuff where I've got nodes being removed and then re-added as a child, so I don't know what's up with that. So, hey, Kinkles, welcome back. How's it going? What's happening? There's just like some little errors complaining that a signal was already connected on a button, but I honestly have no idea where, and I can't replicate it anymore, so it doesn't matter. It's not like game breaking whatsoever, so it's okay. It doesn't actually cause any real issues. It's just sort of a thing that the game is like, hey, this happened. It doesn't cause any problems really, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, things have been going good though. Yeah, fish should be way more, like the rare fish should be way more common now. You can just look through here and see the rarities, you know, like the koi's 3%, but before I think it was a lot less than that. It is interesting that it's so low, though. I thought it should be around like 10% in a region like this, but I guess it's because it has like a static weight inside of the table. So that is something I want to kind of correct a little bit with some of these rarities on the fish, right? Like, this guy's a 3% catch rate, same with this guy. And the reason is because there's so many common fish here. There's 4 common fish, and so it makes the rare fish more rare because of the quantity of common fish. So I need to kind of tweak that a little bit where, like, I want it to be sort of a flat, like, ratio. So you have, like, 80% chance to catch common fish, 10% for rare, or whatever, 9% for rare and like 1% for legendary. And I want that to be a static thing. So if you have like 5 rare fish, it's not like you're going to get a bunch of rare fish. You still have always the 10% chance to get one of the rare fish. And then you pick, you know, between one of those guys. So I need to kind of break it up sort of like that instead, I think. Yeah, I did edit the rarities a couple streams ago. We made it so it's all like calculated automatically now. Before, it was annoying because how it was set up is that all of the fish rarities were like manually entered in, right? And it was extremely annoying. I didn't want to have to go through and write all those anymore, you know, every single time I add a new fish. It was just stupid. And then also the other thing too with it was that I just wanted to make rare fish and legendary fish more common. They were always way too hard to find, I think. Nobody ever found them, and it was disappointing. Some people got extremely lucky, like Adagon. But any 0.01% fishes, basically the Devil's Hole Pop fish is still like less than 1% catch rate, so that would be that one. But I don't know why the catfish is not... It's 2%. That seems like too common. Don't really know why it's so high, because it's not like the pond has a disproportionate amount of fish. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 commons, and then the lake's got 1, 2, 3, 4 commons. The river has 1, 2, 3 commons. So I guess just see, this is the problem with like the way the distribution works right now, is if you have like fewer common fish, the rare fish get exponentially more common. So I need to like totally change the way I calculate the rarities in the game. And since it's an automatic system anyways, I don't need to really access it anymore. So I can kind of tuck it away and generate it procedurally. So yeah, I need to make it where it's like flat chance for common, then chance for rare, then a chance for legendary. Like break it up into the tiers instead of it just being all one weighted pool, because it makes it a little unfair. Will we ever get a colossal squid to catch? Definitely, yeah. Some of the next zones I have planned out, we're gonna do coral reef next. Then we're gonna work on probably a deep sea zone that's gonna have a bunch of different stuff like whales and colossal squid and all the other deep sea funny little creatures you can get down there. Maybe the way or the place you'll be fishing like that is going to be in like inside of a moon pool, you know, and like an underwater laboratory. We'll see. I also would love to do like a cave area because that could be kind of neat. But yeah, I think coral reefs and the deep sea ocean are kind of like the two regions that people have wanted the most. So yeah, it'd be sick. Those things are huge. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, they are quite large. And if we add in a region like that, I think I'll definitely need some kind of system to store extra large fish like that, right? Because it wouldn't make sense to put a giant squid into like a small hobbyist-sized aquarium, right? So I think we'd have to change it quite a bit where instead we'll have like one large tank in the center that you can put your big fish into. So yeah, I definitely want to make sure I keep a distribution of them all. Like, we still have small fish in those regions that you can put into the other tanks, right? Yeah, we'll figure it all out. But anyways, I do have to end stream. Yeah, lots of good fixes and stuff today for sure. I will put this update up hopefully tonight. Just gotta do a pass over a couple more things. I've got to add in any languages that I've missed. Let me actually write it down just so I don't forget. New languages, update, translation, stuff like that. So I'm just going to do a pass over all that stuff and see if there's any other fixes to be done. But otherwise, we should be good to go. The person that's coming up with the idea for Deadlift, do they do all for that for older games? Can remember the name, Zach? Not really. Just pretty much with Deadlift right now. They did help out a lot with Starground, doing like the update art and stuff. I probably will have them do a couple more update arts, but otherwise their main thing is just Deadlift. Working with me on that. So Lured In is pretty much a 100% solo effort in a lot of ways. I do have Sunny helping with programming, but in terms of like most of the ideas and stuff that get generated, it's just me. So, and also like still 99% of all the code and 100% of the art and everything. But my brother does the music, so can't take credit for that. I appreciate it. Yet another great stream. Thank you. Yeah, the next one will be on Friday at 3:30 MDT. I'll probably be playing Minecraft just because, you know, that's the time we're launching the server. So, yeah, that's going to be the plan. But yeah, your birthday, let's freaking go. Happy early birthday, yeah. Of your Minecraft job, yeah. I'm excited for the Minecraft server. It's, to be completely honest, hopefully it's not disappointing to people, but I don't know if I'm going to have a bunch of time to spend playing on the server. Just because I'm you know, quite busy working on Lured In, so it's, I don't really do a lot of gaming, but I'll try. The only gaming I've really done recently is just playing stuff with the friends. I'll try and get on the Minecraft server. So it's playing just for you, complimentary fishing pole, yeah. There is actually a really cool fishing mod in the pack. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like something with fish in the name. I saw it in the description or something, or the gallery maybe. I swear I was looking through and I'm like, whoa, it's got that epic fishing mod. What was it called? I'm gonna say like required dependencies only. Oh no. Embedded library? No. I swear it was in here. Oh yeah, aquaculture. This one. You can do a bunch of stuff with fish. There's like a whole tackle box you can make, and it seems pretty epic. So I want to mess with this one. I've never tried this mod before. But it adds in all these different kinds of fish. Brown trout, carp, catfish, gar. And there's like different ones depending on the region you're in and stuff too, which is really cool. Oh yeah. Forgot I'm not, you guys can't see, but yeah, here's all the different fish. It's all pretty epic. Mushroom fish. Then you can also like fish up other stuff too. I might add an alert in eventually. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. Anyways. Yeah, I haven't even touched fishing that pack. Shark was eating me up when I was trying to swim to a ship for loot. Oh yeah. It's funny. I'll Lured In Minecraft fishing mod coming soon. That'd be crazy. Yeah, a mod that like converts Minecraft into Lured In. Man. Although Minecraft mods are cool, it's a lot of work to make them, and there's not an easy way to monetize them, which is always like the problem with Minecraft mods, you know? Like, how am I supposed to make money with a Minecraft mod? You can do like, there are some options, you can do Patreon or something, but then what happens if one day all of a sudden, you know, Mojang is like, sorry, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Then you're cooked. So, anyways. Yeah, thank you guys for coming into the stream. I appreciate it. We're going to go raid out now. We're going to raid Hypnotic. Let's start that raid. He's not planning to raid out or anything soon. Videos, that's about all. Yeah. That just someone shares the mod. Yeah, right. It's tricky. Tekkit stuff. Oh man, I love all the old Tekkit. Oh, the old mod packs like that are still really cool and fun. I really like Attack the B Team and stuff like that. Part of me really wants to go back one of these days and play some of those super old mod packs because they're just epic. Yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for coming in. Feel free to wishlist Lurd in. Watch my devlog out on YouTube. Play the demo for Lurden. Grab Starground. Join the Discord if you want. I think I've said all the things. And the space one. Oh yeah, Galacticraft and stuff, that whole pack. Oh. I mean, that's an individual mod. There's a lot of packs like centered around it. Anyways, join us in Minecraft. Yeah, if you want to play Minecraft on Friday, go on the Discord server and put your name down in the thing. Thank you, Oshik, for the link. All right. Bye, everybody. I'll see you on Friday for Minecraft. Bye, everybody. 3:30 MDT. Bye.